That's cute. That's cute. Plant I didn't face it. I'm sorry. All right. That's what I'm talking about. No, you're not gonna have that. I'm trying to see what is it. I must have done something. It says successful. There it goes. Thank you. All right. Sister Deborah's coming. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. I'm again on this devil platform with another message. And this here is some kind of message. I will say, I thank the Most High Yah for all that He is, all that He was, and all that He's going to be. I'm again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say, this is a day in which the Most High Yah has made. Hello in the live chat. Good to see you here. This topic is surrounding and speaking to really the tribe of Judah. The whole tribe of Judah. Regarding what? The warning toward the whole tribe. Toward the tribe of Judah. But I'm speaking to the whole house. No, not the whole house. No, I'm not saying it. I'm speaking to the whole tribe of Judah. There's some issues right here as I speak today that's going on with the whole tribe of Judah. So I'm sending a warning from the Most High God toward the tribe of Judah. Let's put it like that. I know it's coming from the Most High God because I was sitting down and it was given to me while I was watching the television. And I said, you know what? Let me do the study in the verses that He gave me. And it did something to me. It made me realize how close many of the messages that I have put out have been. Maybe it was the tone of my voice or how pitched my voice was. I want to blame me. See, if I can blame myself, I can deal with it better because I know how to grip the hem of His garment and be made whole. You see what I'm saying? But for those who don't have what Yah has, how would I say it, birthed in me to know how to grip the hem of His garment and not let go until He bless me, then I would prefer it be on me. Is the reason why many have not took a hold of the messages from the prophets in the wilderness. It's not like I'm lacking anything. It's not like I'm longing for, or I need subscribers, I need like. As long as I have the Most High Yah in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I don't need nobody else. And if you understood where I'm coming from when I said that, then you said, you know what? That's a good way to put it. See, but you got to know where I'm coming from. You see, many people today, they know they think they know where they're going. They don't know a thing about where they're going or how to get to where they're going. They just assume that somebody told them this is the way. And what do? They run straight the way in which one point out to them on these platforms. And again, this is a warning toward the tribe of Judah. You better get it right. You better get it right. I'm say it again. You better get it right because this thing is serious. This is serious. And I think about the prophetess and the prophets, but more so the prophets, because I think about how all, not all of them, but the majority of them came to give the people what y'all had given them. It wasn't that it was them, it was y'all giving it to them to give to the people. And what happened to them? A lot of them was murdered, suffered, and then was murdered. See, why, Deborah? Why were? Because they went amongst your people to give them a right now word from the Most High God. And they couldn't deal with it. So they took their lives, their own brother's life, the own prophets that Yah sent to them for their nation. They took their lives. That's how easy it was for them to say, crucify Yeshua HaMashiach. Crucify him. Because the tribe of Judah is in a heap of trouble in so many ways. And I also believe that there are those that are residing here today on the earth alive that plays a role in the tribe of Judah that's really about the Most High Yah and what the tribe of Judah really stands for. I believe that this warning is toward the tribe of Judah because they have not only failed the tribe of Judah, their tribes, they have also failed the other 11 tribes. Why? Because Jacob was sending a message. Jacob was saying something in the first book called Genesis. If we forsake Genesis, we have forsaken the whole book. Because Genesis started us on the right track. Genesis was to put us on the right track. And if we don't know Genesis in the midst of spirit and truth, we are lost. I don't care how many verses you quote, how you can speak Hebrew, how you can speak Greek, how you know the Torah. I don't care. All of that is vain and vast. If you cannot sit in the midst of Genesis with the Ruach HaKodesh, I ain't gonna tell you go along because you better not. You really gonna be in a straight jacket then. But if you can get to Genesis with the Ruach HaKodesh and ask him if it be his will that he will teach you, be your teacher, and show you. See, he ain't gonna be your teacher when you think you can teach him. He ain't gonna be your teacher when you think you know more than he do. He ain't gonna be your teacher if you've been on this devil platform letting everybody else be your teacher. He's not gonna be your teacher. He don't rumble that way. You see, he's gonna be your teacher once you decide something inside of you. It's a feeling that I don't know nothing, and I need a teacher that knows all things. But you have to go to the throne of the Most High like that. And when I say go to his throne, you got to go to his throne in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach and say, Father, Yah, I don't know nothing. I mean nothing. Will you please be my teacher? So that I may know what is right and what is wrong in your word. Because right now, a lot of people are riding on these platforms, getting what they call their truth. Yeah, they getting truth in their flesh, but they're anorexia in their spirit. So The warning toward the tribe of Judah is so potent. And as I was looking into it, I realized that I didn't realize, but the Ruach brought it to my knowledge. And I'm telling you some things I just learned today too, you all, and how I learned it through the Ruach. And he was showing me. Now, this is the thing about it. It ain't that I have read it and questioned him, but I bypass it. The Ruach HaKodesh, he's come to teach you all things and bring things back to your remembrance. The things that he's going to bring back to you could be something you already read. You pretty much felt you knew. But he'll bring that thing back to you and give you the pureness of it. So it can be sealed in you. You see? So when I was just listening to the Ruach kind of deal with me on this topic that I'm speaking to you all about, I heard him say, Deborah, the great falling away came amongst the tribe of Judah. And I'm like, what? Yes. The great falling away rests within the tribe of Judah. And as he was saying that, I could believe it. Because the things that he has shared with me in the last, say, 6 years, you can see it. Because the tribe of Judah has led their people astray. They are so busy deceiving the tribe of Judah, so they will not find their way. Now, this is the problem. In me, I want to say, I don't think they're doing it intentionally. But what happened, that's how it started off. But what happened, once they decided to move on, they left the multitude right where they're at. And now the multitude is trying to find their way, and they're going all kind of ways, and they're getting burnt out. They're getting burnt out. What makes them get burnt out is they didn't heard so many messages from their tribe leaders, as it said. So many messages from our men and very few women, because they were told to shut up. But you won't hear no scripture that Yah said shut up. You see, we were so busy following the authority of what the tribe of Judah was calling head and man and leader and ruler and king. All those positions, the Most High said to me, Deborah, cannot be found in a land of their captivity. Just think about that. How can you be a ruler? How can you be a king? How can you be a leader in the way that they're portrayed to take these roles in a land where you are captive? How? So, as the Spirit was explaining to me, the great falling away came amongst the tribe of Judah because they have caused their nation to fall away from what? Yeah. They called their people to fall away. And the reason why I know that that's true is because Yah said it. And if he said it to me, it is what he said that it is. And it's going to be what he said it's going to be. It is a great falling away amongst the tribe of Judah. And I raised my hand. Wait a minute, Father Yah. I can see this too, Father. I said, sure you can. Once I brought it forth to you, that it's a great falling away amongst the tribe of Judah. So my question was, Father Yah, is that where this new conscious thing coming from, that all of them run into this new found understanding called conscious, what is it? It's consciousness that deals with science and the things that are connected to the brain and the blood and the science belief that everything was, and it is. They have formed, now they're going to a different group. And what he was sharing with me, because I asked, I said, Father, what is this about this conscience? Because I had one come to my store away from South Carolina. What you doing over in Granite City from North Carolina? coming to my store talking this. He appeared. He was a tribe of Judah. He appeared that he was in the Hebrew Israelite movement. You can tell that he once was there, but he gotten away from it, and now he's in this here new thing called conscious. Where is that to be found? Anywhere in the scriptures. The Ruach HaKodesh wouldn't dare teach you that, because that takes you to a different mindset. But that's where the men are going, to a different mindset. Why are they going now? Where are they fleeing to? He said, Deborah, that is the great falling away. The things that they once taught, they have not even stuck with it, even though it wasn't spirit and truth. They have moved on to another understanding. And the people that was out there that used to be up under them, they just out there. Going to the next, and to the next, to the next, It's going all over the place till they don't even know. They're in the setting of the great falling away. And then many of them don't know what the great falling away is. That means you fell away from Yah himself because you heard so much. You believed so much out of the mouth of man. Yah stood back and let you believe whatever you want to believe. And you have fallen away for who he is, who he was, and who he's going to be. So the great falling away is a dangerous place to be. It is a dangerous place to be in this day. Then he began to tell me to warn the tribe of Judah. And he began to say, he told me about the great falling away coming from the tribe of Judah. Then he began to tell me about the conscious, how they were all, and I said, Father, that is what I'm experiencing out of them. You can tell, because their conversation, they say they were in the Hebrew, and you can tell they was once there. Now they're going to all this other stuff. Okay? So they're falling away, not so much as they was in the right setting, because they wasn't in spirit and truth. See, you can't fall away from the spirit and truth if you in the spirit and truth. You ain't going nowhere. You see? But in that grave, when you know spirit and truth, nowhere you go but in that grave. And he'll get you out of here quick before he lets you lose your spirit to damnation. Because you have taste, not only taste, you have sat in the midst of spirit and truth. And then you decide to go elsewhere. But he'll take your tail up out of here, that body, before you lose any other part of your spirit anywhere else. Just to make sure you walk and be saved. He'll take that body out of here. Okay? But so this is what is going away. Those that are the great, a lot of them that's the great falling away, these men are going into the area of consciousness. It's a newfound, it ain't new. It's been breeding, but it's been rubbing side by side with the Hebrew Israelite. And you hear some Hebrew Israelite believe in it greatly, and that's what they've been buckling it up against the Hebrew Israelites who believe in it. Now those that didn't believe in this new conscious thing, they're moving over to the other side. So what happens to all the people that follow these people? See, great falling away. And because the people was following men and women, their heart fell away from even trying to strive to walk with Yah. You see? So he's saying that the tribe of Judah, that the great falling away starts with them and ends with them. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father Yah. See, I didn't know that one now. I didn't know that one. Thank you, Father Yah. He said it starts with them, the great falling away, and it ends with them. Okay? So meaning they are out here to confuse many of you all, men greatly and women. Okay? He wanted me to say that and also to say this. In the midst of this great falling away, and Father, yeah, I got another question. And the question that I had wasn't trying to be smart. It was wanting to be spiritual wise in what actually is taking place, that I can understand it, okay? Throughout this newfound awakening, the Most High went on and telling me, Deborah, you've said it several times, But I want to let you know there's no such thing as an awakening with the tribe of Judah. If the tribe of Judah don't step up, the other 11 tribes would never see. If the tribe of Judah don't step up, the other tribes will be lost. And I'm like, okay, I always knew that because of what Jacob said to me. See, I take it really serious to hear the others. And I ain't talking about the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient fathers. I'm talking about the fathers that carried the seed. Hallelujah. When I hear them, then I done heard something, you know. So when I hear Jacob sitting here telling me what's going on, I'm like, Jacob, you got him nailed. Jacob wasn't giving them a good bye-bye, be sweet, everything's going to be good. No, Jacob wasn't coming to them like that. Jacob came to them to inform them what was going to befall them in the last days. Now, when he said that, he wasn't talking about the sons that was before his bed, before he died that hour. He was talking about their generation in the last day. You know, just letting them know how they're going to rumble at the end. Okay? So when Jacob was saying that, I noticed he wasn't giving them no really good. He gave Joseph a pretty decent one. But the other ones, he didn't really give them a good, so long, son, do wait. It was more so, let me tell y'all who y'all are. And the beauty of it, these kids came from him, but we know where y'all is at in it. But this man talking about what came out of him. He's telling them who they are. What father can leave a token to his children to let them know what's going to befall them in the last days? It's because he knew them the day when they stood before him at his bedside. He knew their ups and downs, they all around, and who they were from a baby all the way up until the day they stood before him. So Yah gave him that blessing to be able to send them on their way with the things that they did to define how their outcome can go. You see, a lot of us, we run to Abraham and want to figure it out. No. We got to go to Jacob. Jacob, what do you have for us? What are you going to say to us? What do you want us to know? Well, he began to tell us. But the reason why I say that the other 11 tribes ain't going to move, because Jacob has failed. Terrible. Judah has failed. Judah have done the identical thing that Jacob, the father of the seed, told him that he would do in the last days. Jacob told him and even called him an old lion, okay, that's going to be crouched down, that will not awaken. So if Jacob told these brothers that claim to be in a newfound religion, you're not going to ever wake up, what are we lying about today? Why are we lying? Why do we insist on making right wrong and wrong right? Because it's in us to do what's wrong. It's not in us to do what's right. Jacob, before he died, he told Judah that your brothers going to bow down to you, not Joseph. He said your brothers is going to bow down to you, Judah. And not only are they going to bow down to you, they're going to praise you. Now, wait a minute. Now, that praise is coming from who? Yeshua HaMashiach. That's the praise, because Yeshua HaMashiach came down the tribe of Judah. But what is that bowing down to? Likened to the same thing, Yeshua HaMashiach. So why is it Judah, the number one monkey acting? I'm going to say monkey acting. I could say something else, but I'm going to say monkey acting people on the face of the earth. Acting like wild beasts, cutting up from the floor up, as if they don't have no shepherd, as if they don't have no mighty Yah, the power of all things, the right hand is Christ, was given to them. They walking around here like, hey, we don't care about no right hand power. We don't care about no Christ, Yah's right hand. We don't care about no Yahuwah. We definitely really don't care about no Yeshua HaMashiach, which the world calls Jesus Christ. And you're out there messing with people because they call him Jesus Christ, and you messed up on the floor. I don't get it, but I do get it. When I say I don't get it, because I do get it. So they mess around with those who are calling him Jesus Christ over in this mix, and you ain't even got together, because that's where their hearts are at today. So Jacob began to continue to talk about how Judah is going to turn out. And I thank Jacob because it made me see today, as the spirit of the Ruach was teaching me, that all this time I'm thinking, I'm saying what Yah is giving me to say. Not only am I saying what Yah is giving me to say, it is sharper than a two-edged sword. And I'm like, wow, you mean, Father? So when I say, what are you waking up? You say you're awakened? Awakened from what? What are you awakened to? I've been saying that for probably over a year. Because it confused me. How can a bunch of people who said we are the children, we are the 12 tribes, how dare Jacob identify the other 12, the other 11, and they ain't thinking about them? Huh? And then the Most High revealed that to me. He said they ain't thinking, because when they see Judah acting a monkey, what makes us think that they want to connect to us, and we're conducting ourselves like we're conducting ourselves, like wild beasts, like wild animals, like monkeys swinging from trees. That's why it offends us when people call us monkeys. It offends us, but it don't offend us to go out there and kill our brothers. It don't offend us to go out there and kill our sisters. It don't offend us to go kill our children. It don't offend us to be destroying our nation within. Ain't nobody bothering us, but we destroying each other within, and it don't offend us. But when somebody calls us a monkey, you get all offended. Wait a minute, what is actually going on? It's going on like y'all said. The tribe of Judah, Deborah, you're just gonna have to learn from this day on, because I just spoke it totally in your spirit. You've been speaking it, but I'm telling you now, the tribe of Judah is going to do exactly what Jacob said they would do in the last days. They won't get up. When you say, where is it? It says that. And then the Most High said, just take them to Genesis, back where you done took them so many times. We're going to go there again. And you're going to put up the arouse. Genesis 49. Now Jacob is dying. Genesis 49. At the last sentence, it says, who shall arouse him up? Meaning, who shall awaken Judah? The question of is opposed. Who shall awaken Judah? Nobody. Nobody. Judah ain't getting up. Jacob said, who shall arouse? A mouse rouse. Who shall arouse him? Judah. This is what Jacob was saying. Who shall arouse him? Meaning Judah. A lion that's crouched down. Now he's like an old lion. Been doing it to me, that says he's been doing it for quite a long time, to the point he get old, crouching down. Who shall rouse him up? Oh, ain't nobody gonna get him up until the Messiah comes. Yeshua HaMashiach. That means Judah can be whatever he want to be in his mental state of mind. He ain't getting up from who he is. So he might as well work on knowing who the Most High truly is in his inner man, because he ain't going nowhere with it. Yes, he deceived it. And the great falling away is amongst him. And they're falling away by great numbers as we speak, as I speak. But no one can see it because they caught up in the flesh of man. They caught up in believing the lie than the truth. You see? So if Jacob said they're not going to get up and they're going to be crouched down like an old lion, that's the way they're going to be. So when Jacob said that in Genesis, it made sense, Isaiah. It makes sense, Ezekiel. It makes sense, Jeremiah. Judah wasn't getting up. No matter how many. Now, see, when you think of all them prophets, the Most High sent to them thousands and thousands and millions of people, y'all sent a prophet to and told them this and showed them this and told them this and showed them this, and they didn't have an ear to hear, nor a sense to comprehend. Wait a minute, Jacob. Did it change what you said, Jacob? No, it didn't. Jacob said to me, no, Deborah, I said the last days before the Messiah comes to redeem them. I mean, not to redeem them, to wake them up. They ain't going nowhere, Deborah. I said what I said. Jacob is saying, he said, I said it and I meant it. I said it to my own 12 sons. I'm dying and I'm telling them what's going to befall them in the last days. And they hadn't listened to me. They ain't going to listen to no prophet the Most High sent. It makes sense. They ain't going to listen to Sister Deborah either, which I don't care. When you get hooked up to spirit and truth, you could care less who hear you. Y'all said, speak, Deborah, to the wind, and it will carry my word wherever it shall go. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You hear that? So that means he don't need no flesh. He told him, you all stand down. I can cause rocks to be the children of Abraham. What are y'all talking about? I don't need y'all. That can actually happen. But they don't believe that. I know the dry bones gonna get up. Wait a minute, hold up now. Wait a minute, hold up now. Now I believe the dry bones is the army of David that died defeating and fighting. You see, and standing with David. Those dry bones are dry for a reason. Can they live? Sure they will. The Most High Yah said, because I got to fulfill this word. I got to bring them back to the promised land just to fulfill my word in what I say. I am what I say, and I say what I am. And I stand on that. So here we are, the tribe of Judah, walking around, monkeying around, like Sister Deborah said. Can't find nothing productive to do. But I tell you, as a warning toward the tribe of Judah, you better get busy trying to serve a living Yah and not a dead one. Now, Jacob might be dead, but let me tell you something. This Most High Yah, it's louder than life. And he's seeing your every move, your steps, your sneeze, your tear, your everything. He's beholding. And you wonder why, when all this slavery took place, he's supposed to come down from the heavens in a sense to deliver you. For what? He's been dealing with you way before Jacob died. And if you read the book in Genesis chapter 49, Jacob says, gather yourself together, sons, and so I can tell you what shall befall you in the last days. And then I hear the Holy Spirit come second. Verse 2. That's the Holy Spirit. Gather yourself together. And hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel, your father. Why? You know that's Yah talking. And if you have any sense, you go to that verse and you read it. And then you see it's Yah talking. That's why he can say what he say and mean what he say. And be about what he say. He can be in the word and out of the word at the same time and yet be the word. All in itself. While we running around here like monkeys, acting crazy and wild, acting like we ain't got no sense, after he done redeemed us, after he done delivered us, now he wants to live in us, and we still want to walk like monkeys. You know why we were acting like monkeys? Because greater is he that is in us that will keep us from acting like monkeys. That's why we out here doing the things we do. That's why the men, when they get to a position as they call themselves a leader, a ruler, they begin to want to debate. Because it's not about the Most High God. It's about what they want to be in the land of their captivity that you cannot be. Hallelujah. Why? Because Jacob said, Judah, you're not getting up. You're going to be crouched down until who? Yeshua HaMashiach come for you. And we're going to get into that because he's coming. And we need to stop this monkeying around talking about awakening. We need to stop this monkeying around talking about Babylon and fell. Because from what I hear in Isaiah 3, he done told me the tribe of Judah done fell. Watch this here. Isaiah chapter 3. The Most High, I love him because he's about what he said. He said what he about. He don't play with me, and he ain't gonna play with you. Okay. In Isaiah chapter 3. Chapter 3 and verse 8. In Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen. Did he say Babylon has fallen? From here he says Judah has fallen. Because their tongue and their doing are against Yah. So where did they go from here to now? Where we put them? They're still the same ones that you read about, and that every prophet came to give the message of the light to them to get out of the darkness they was walking in. They didn't want it. They wanted darkness. Listen to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8. And Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongues and their doings are against Yah, to provoke the eyes of his glory. Now you tell me, this is the truth. When he's telling us that, what goes through our mind? Nothing. Oh, we the people. Our men is the rulers and the king. We built this land. That's a lie from the pit of hell. They need to stop lying. They just used you to do some work, but you ain't built nothing. You can't find that in here saying that you built the land. He told you you're going to eat stuff. You're going to grow stuff. You ain't going to get nothing for it. You're going to do stuff, but you ain't built nothing because you can't even keep your yard lawnmower. So if you built something, you come to this land and you build something, what can you build today? What have you built today? What have you built? If you can build this whole country called the U.S. and the U.S. snake of America, tell me, why can't you build your family? Why can't you build your sons and daughters up? Why can't you build your mothers up? Why can't you build your orphanage up, the orphan? Why can't you go into the widows? Why can't you go into the fatherless? You tell me, what have you built? If you're the builder of this country, what can you build? And you ain't built nothing on the will of the Father. You built the unrighteous will. You didn't build nothing for the righteous will of Yah, which is righteous and upright. But you want to be a leader. You want to be a king. You want to be a ruler. And your own father that carried the seed of the Most High Yah said you ain't going to even get out. And then as you go through Isaiah, you go to every book of the prophets, they tell you Judah ain't the worth of that. So why are we making them somebody today? Why are we making them somebody today? The Most High wants you all to know the tribe of Judah has always failed him, has never been on track, and never desired to be on track. So all this monkey mess that everybody's trying to set up and make look good and sound good and feel pretty, this is why. This is why these things are going on. This is why these things are taking place. The tribe of Judah. Okay, let's finish that. Let's finish what he said. And I'm talking about Isaiah 3. Verse 8. And Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doing are against Yah, to provoke his eyes of his glory. Verse 9. The show of their countenance. They always want to look like they're a king. They want to look like they're a ruler. They want to look like this and they want to look like that. Now they want to look like women. They want to look like they somebody because it shows on their face. But listen to this one here. The show of their countenance do it witness against them. And they declare their sin as Sodom. Meaning they wobble in it. They love the way they see. They don't have no problem. They do what they do and walk in it and walk out it and leave the great falling away. Constantly multiply. Y'all going to judge them. They're going to be judged. See, a lot of people thinking it's all about going to the promised land. But let me tell you something. It don't end in the promised land, baby. It ends. Come standing before the judgment. So if you leave here following these men and women on these devil platform and they taking you to a large hole in the ground, let me tell you, you falling with them. Come judgment. Know that that's going to be your destiny where they're at. So if you run around here liking and subscribing and thinking they telling you something, you keep on keeping on. Because they're going to fall in the hole and you're going right beside them. Okay? Now it says in verse 9, and show of their countenance do it witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom and Sodom. They hid it not. They hid. Now, the Most High said, here they talking about the men. He said they sin and they don't hide. This homosexual stuff these men are doing, I told you all for the last probably 2 years. Ain't no shame in it. Y'all run around here talking about the tribe of Judah. Let me tell you something. I said it and I'm going to say it again. You got more than half of our men in the closet and out of the closet and all around about the closet. While you all running around here worshiping as if they some gods. They can't be that, y'all. They in the land of their captivity. They're going to remain in this land of captivity until Shiloh come, which is the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach come. They ain't going nowhere. That means their talk ain't going to be any different than what it been. Their walk ain't going to be any different than what it been. Only thing they can do is seek the Most High God for the word, which is spirit and truth. Kick all this mess aside. Then the Most High began to deal with me. Let me show you how to deal with it. I'm going to tell you about the questions I asked him. He said, Deborah, why do you think the books? He said, you caught it. I said, Father, but I didn't know it like you telling me today. What's I didn't know it like that. But see, it's a blessing to know the Most High Yah, that he's a living Most High. He ain't dead. That's the way we treat him as people. And these men and women, they want to deal with him as if he's dead and not that he's living. They want to deal and listen to him as long as he's dead, and the man can say what he said, or a woman can say what he said. A man can quote this word. A woman can quote this word. That's how they want to deal with y'all. But they don't want to hear it in spirit and truth, where he comes strictly to your spirit, man, and deal with you from the inside out. They want to deal with you from the outside, and they doing a good job, because that's where the great falling away rests, within the outside of man. Okay? And he said in verse 9, Isaiah 3 and verse 9, and show of their countenance do it witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, which is woe unto their spirit, for they have reward evil unto themselves. That's what they're doing today. That's exactly what they're doing today. The Most High, let me share what he told me today when I was on the couch going over this. He was sharing with me, why do you think when they came in like a Russian roar on this new awakening, this newfound Hebrew Israelite? He said, why do you think that they went looking for lost books? Because they didn't want to hear the true book and how the Ruach teaches from the one book. He ain't got time to go find books that man took out of here and put them together. Why? Do anybody in the live chat? No, I know you don't. The reason why he can't go in any books and they won't go in any other books, why they won't stick with this one, is because this one make them look as if they really don't know nothing. So they say, well, the only way that people gonna believe us and take to us and listen to us, if we bring something up out of this book, as if we somebody. So the Most High was dealing with me on this, y'all. Hear me good, because this is the Ruach speaking to me. He said, the reason why they want to find the lost books, because the lost books gonna keep you lost. What? I'm talking to the warning toward the house of Israel, not the house of Israel, the tribe of Judah. The lost books is going to keep you lost. What? I said, but Father, that's why I never tampered with them. He said, it ain't because you never tampered with them. I never tampered you in them. So therefore, when I deal with you, I'm coming from your inner man, not a lost book somewhere. Not realizing that the same oppressor people made those lost books be lost and you don't know what they done put in it. You see? So, but he wasn't really wanted me to really expound on what they put in it, but he wanted me to expound on the fact that that's why they, with this new religion, Hebrew Israelite movement and this awakening, they wanted to really win over their nation. And they did it. They did it. Did an excellent job. Now they dropping this Hebrew Israelite movement and going into a conscious movement now. But let me tell you what the Most High told me. He said the reason why they was going to those lost books is because they wanted to make sure that they lose the people. Lose the people toward him, from him, so that they may gain you. And they did an excellent job. They did an excellent job getting these people on this devil platform to run after them, men and women. That's why they usher in the lost books. They usher the lost books in to confound you, to think that they know something that you might not know. Because now in this lost book we brought up, we found out this. But not one verse in now one of them lost books can bring you to the altar of the Most High God. Not one sentence in now one of their lost books gonna bring you to Yeshua HaMashiach. Not one book. Not nothing they have in all those books is going to do anything for your spirit man. It ain't going to do nothing to your flesh man but get you confused and what? A great fault falling in the great falling away. That big old place called great falling away, that's what it's going to do. Because when you finish with all your books, how is it going to bring you to the altar of the Most High God? How are those all? Say if you put the Bible to the side and you study all the lost books, how would those books, anything in them books, redeem you or bring you to the throne of the redeemer? Hallelujah. Let me put it like that. How can any of them books bring you to the throne of the redeemer? You ain't gonna never get there. You won't get there. Why? Because this book was left knowing that people would smear it. But I'm coming. I ain't gonna live on the outside no more. I'm coming in the inside where your spirit is at. I'm gonna abide in you, and you're gonna abide in me, and I'm gonna teach you all things. So all those other books, do they live in you? Are they in you? What can they do to your inner man to know about everything in the books? Even if you let's just take one book, one lost book. Where is it going to bring you to the throne? Where can it take you as far as to the throne? Where can it take you as far as to Yeshua HaMashiach? See, they never thought of it like that. But they thought of it, adding it into their newfound denomination called the Hebrew Israelite and the awakening. It's going to cost the people. And it did. And it did just like, I'm going to tell you an example. When he was showing it to me, it reminded me of this jab. It reminded me of the jab. It works on that same cycle to me. Because if you in the great falling away and you lose your eternal destiny, that's worse than the jab. Because the jab, you're going to lose it too. I'm not going to say you're going to lose it through the jab because I don't know who Yah is going to redeem from the jab. You see, so I'm going to say that. I don't know who he is, but the jab, from what he's telling me, is the mark. I'm going to leave it right there. Okay? But, so if you're getting all these books, this is what he was saying. They misled the people through only way they can win you over. Only way they can win the people to get the jab is to do the things that they're doing and making everybody run out there and get it. Same way about your own nation. Had to do what they had to do to make you all run, praise him, glorify him, subscribe to him, like him, and continue to praise him because you really feeling they giving you something. And nothing they give you can redeem you, y'all. Nothing they giving you is taking you straight to the light. Nothing they give you out of all them books is going to take you to the altar of the Most High Yah. Out of all those books, none of them going to take you to the Yeshua HaMashiach Yahweh. Not none of them. So if they lost, they are lost. Get your butt in the book that the Ruach going to come out of. He's not going to just come out of it. He's going to go in. Because he's telling you, study to show yourself. Don't go telling nobody. Don't go teaching your brothers. Don't go teaching your sisters. Don't go teaching your friends, your pastor. Pastor, don't go teaching these people from this book. Don't go teaching them from this book, this King James book. Don't go teaching them. You study to show thyself approved. Rightly dividing. You got to divide some. The spirit of truth. And they'll never get it. Rightly divided the word of truth, which is spirit and truth. And that's what Sister Deborah come to. Is you all in spirit and in truth. I ain't got time to play patty cake with you. Okay? Because this time is serious. So, he was saying that's why they go find all kind of books. And they still finding books, y'all. You got this one called Big Judah. He said the Mormon book is our book. Who is I? You part of the lost, bro. Don't call us ours. Just stick with what you eat and run your race. Because, see, the great falling away has already taken place, and many study falling in the great falling away because what has happened. Many of you all haven't paid any attention to it. They're falling away. They're falling away from what they once taught you all. They're falling away from what they once believed. They're falling away from what they once felt as a tradition. They falling away from all of that. That's why y'all say, stop this here role playing. Take them role playing clothes off. I can see straight through you. That's why they call role playing, y'all. That's why don't let nobody tell you how to dress, how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to look. Because when you finish, this is role play. Come on, tell me something that's going to deal with my spirit, man, to bring me closer to my Most High. Don't tell me what to eat because my food that I eat is for my flesh. I need to know what to eat for my spirit. No, they ain't going to tell you that. They can tell you what to eat. Then they tell you what to dress. Wait a minute. You telling me that I can't dress in this and I can't dress and I have to dress like this? Tell you what. Give me something for my spirit, man. How can you dress my spirit, man, up? Oh, they can't tell you. They can't tell you. Oh, you want to tell me if I keep my head wrapped? Oh, I got to wrap my head, right? Okay. You telling me to wrap my outer man, okay? I got a brain in here who got a mind, okay? You telling me to cover my head up, but wait a minute, what about my spiritual mind? What can you give me there? Oh, they can't help you. See, the things that they can only help y'all with is what's on your outer man. And they have done an excellent job leading you the great falling away into the great falling away. And that's sad. That's really sad. Okay, I covered the books. Now, the consciousness. Okay, now, I covered this one here. That's what he gave me. Now, we're still dealing with warning toward the tribe of Judah. Okay, now, what has happened and what is going to continue to happen is more are going to fall away by great numbers as we get closer and closer. When the Spirit told me what time it is for me, I don't know about you, but he told me what time it is for me. Matthew 24, it talks about what is all to happen in this day, in the day that we are in. And I truly believe we are in this day, that day in which it was spoken. Such a critical time period where people are walking around here lollygagging if they ain't got to carry the word. Do you all know if there was something, let me explain something to y'all. If there were biblical information here in the King James book who that said tribe of Judah awakening in the land of your captivity, for I charge you to awaken, okay, and lead your people, okay, lead your people to the light, okay. If you found that in this book, in the last days, I'll tell you what, go from the beginning to the end. Let's go on to Genesis to Revelation. I'm going to cut it all short. If you can find that, you won't find it. You won't find y'all telling the tribe of Judah that he's going to awaken. Because it's not. You ain't going to find y'all telling the whole house of Israel you're going to awaken. You're not going to find. Only time you're going to find that in their land of their oppressor. Let me make sure I cover that now. In their land of oppressor. And this is what they have instilled in you all in life. So there is a great falling away amongst the tribe of Judah. And only them. Because the other 11 tribes waiting to behold Judah get up. Because they know if once Judah get up, Yah is in the making. Because that's what he's going to do. He's gonna arouse Yeshua HaMashiach. It's gonna shake the tribe of Judah up. He's gonna get them up, but he's gonna get them where he gonna place them. He's not gonna take you in this oppressor land and wake you up in this filthy place here that he's trying to destroy. Why he gonna wake you up here? Huh? Why is he gonna do that? He's trying to get you to the other side, so you're gonna have to wait until he come and do what he got to do. For you to awaken to anything. Because if you're not, like I tell y'all over and over and over, these people are not waking up to spirit and truth. They're waking up to stupidity. Leading their tribes. After Jacob did warn you and I throughout thousands of years that his own 12 sons. He didn't say very much about Joseph and his 2 sons, but he nailed the other ones. Especially the oldest son and the one next to the oldest, and Judah, he nailed on him too. So you ain't gonna do nothing. Your hands will always be in the neck of your oppressor. That means you will always be the one fighting back. Then women and people be trying to figure out, well, why is it when the police pull them up? Why is it they got to buckle up? Why do they got to be smart? Because their forefathers Jacob already told y'all they don't always buckle up. That's why they're going to be sitting crouched down, never awaken to what? Sister Deborah, tell us what it means, arose. Who can rouse? Who can rouse Judah up? Jacob said it. He said nobody. Until Shiloh comes. And who is that? Yeshua HaMashiach. He ain't getting up. So Judah painted a pretty picture to you all. Make you all think we the people, we this, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this. And Sister Deborah said in 3 or 4 years, why is it we can't unite? How can we say this and you say we can't even unite? We can't even come together for nothing. We're buckling up on each other and going after each other, groups after groups after groups. You should see how many times they switch the groups. Me and jumping from this group to this one. Oh, this one told a lie. This one here is about even wicked. I'm going over here and they just as even wicked too. You ain't gonna find your way. Only way you're going to find is in spirit and truth. And that is not something you're going to find. It's going to find you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You can't find spirit and truth. The spirit and truth got to find you. That's the right hand power there. You ain't going to be able to go around talking about, no. You got to wait until the spirit and truth find you. Even Yeshua said that. What he said, Yeshua said, all that he had, even what he has given, what Yah has given him. Yeshua knew them what he is. He knew it was already what Yah has planned for him to have, those 12. Oh, yeah, he knew it. He always said it throughout these here, Yah has given me. He always gave the credit and the glory to the Most High Yah for giving him those. He never claimed them to be mine. He let the Father always know these are yours that you gave me. We're walking around here with our likes and our subscribers and trying to reach another goal so we can get it known to ourselves and everybody else. We want the praise on the devil platform. I don't care if not now one of you listen to me. When he told me, when you speak, it's gone to the wind. Can't nobody stop that. And that means it will land on somebody's spirit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But in Matthew 24, he gives us a pretty good idea. Because on Mount Olive, how the 12 disciples was talking about, this all fitting in here, y'all. The Mount Olive, the disciple was talking about privately. They went up there. And I look at privately. I said, okay. He finna tell them something? Yeah, he was telling them what was going to befall. Let's see what he says here. And the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the coming and the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? Now, one thing I like about that, And this is what the Most High showed me. I didn't know that. I didn't know it, but I thank him. I didn't know this, but watch this here. I sat back and I looked at that, and as he was showing it to me, he said, look on there. What was they talking about, Deborah? I said, now I see it, but I didn't see that the other day. Maybe because I wasn't focusing and the Spirit didn't want to teach me that day. I thank you for today. Because what this is saying, they were saying, tell us when shall these things be, okay? And what shall be the signs of thy coming? Hallelujah. We're running around here wanting to know the signs to the end days, okay? Thank you, Jacob. Thank you so much for letting me know that Judith still ain't gonna get up. And that's a part of what he's saying. And they're asking him, your coming, what would be the sign to be the sign? This Matthew's 24 and verse 3. When shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? Hallelujah. What will be the sign of thy coming? See? And of the end of the world. As we know of. And verse 4, Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed no man deceive you. That's what I'm about to tell you. Don't be deceived by no other man outside of what I've already told you. Going back to what I was saying. The great falling away, you done been deceived. See, Yeshua had to tell them, don't be deceived. But the great falling away, they already been deceived. That's the point. But who was they deceived by? The tribe of Judah. They have deceived their whole nation. Watch this here. He went on and telling him about the things that's going to come. And as he went on, we read it, and it makes us understand that we're living in those days. Okay? We're living in those days. And then I get to 10, and then shall many be offended. Were not the 12, not all of them, was offended when he said he had to go? And he was going to be taken, and he had to go, in a sense. Let's put it like that. And they got offended. And that's when Peter comes talking, oh no, I would die with you, whatever he was saying, but that's what he was saying. He said, no, that's been offended. Because what you're saying is, I'm trying to give you the pure, adulterated truth of the matter, what's about to take place. And you sitting here talking about what you gonna do. I'm telling you spirit and truth, and you sit here telling me what you gonna do. Let me tell you something. Before that crow 3 times, you're gonna be denying me. Now that was a curse put on him to deny him. It wasn't that he denied him, it was a curse. See, if you ain't in spirit and truth, you wouldn't know that. Why you say that, Deborah? Because he drew a sword and cut off an ear, letting them know, come on, it's time to run, Lord. Live or die, I'm going down. See, it's a lot of signs God shows here to let you know. See, I when I read it instantly, he taught me that Peter didn't deny me out of a flesh. He denied me out of a spiritual curse, Deborah. And none of these Negro men would tell you that because they don't know. You can't hold them accountable for what they don't know, but you better hold them accountable for leading the multitude in the great falling away. I'm going to hold them accountable for that because they have done that. I have been on this Deborah platform going on 4 years, and I have heard nothing leading the people to the light. Nothing really leading them to the light to repent. Nothing leading them, telling them how to repent. You can't repent with your ugly mouth. That is not repenting. Repenting is a feeling that's down deep inside. That's the way he don't accept it too. He don't care about your flesh. Your flesh can say anything. Okay, now in here in Matthew 24 is a great thing that was going on, and what I love about it is you can study this Matthew 24 and be still lost all your life. Why? Because you got to be able to be in the light of what is spirit and truth. And here it's a lot of things being said, and it's telling you how the mindset. And when he said, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. He's talking to the Hebrew. He's talking about the Hebrew Israelites, so-called. That's who he's talking to, okay? And then he said, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. When they say many false prophets, that's the people who hold in these big positions, and they simply teachers, but they hold in these big positions because they've been on here 15, 20 years. They've been on the 30, 40 on Facebook and YouTube, and they've been leading the multitude, and to the point where they stepped into a realm, not no more as teachers, but as other leaders. You see, to the point where they reached the prophet. Wait a minute. I had a woman come to my store years ago, and she come tell me I'm a pastor, prophet, evangelist, teacher. I couldn't wait till she come back to Most High. I said, Most High, what was that? What was that? The reason why I was asking them that, don't nobody come to Sister Deborah like that. And if you come to me like that, I'm looking for y'all to give me some answers. Because you coming to me like that, you better have some power with you. And if you ain't got none, what was that you allowed to come up on me? I want to know. Yeah, I got home. When I was saying my prayers, I said, okay, Father, this lady, you know, she came to me. She was all these positions. What is that? He said, she coming again. I said, oh, she is. He said, it took about 2 or 3 weeks, but she came again with her daughter, and she bought a drum set thing that holds your it's this drum thing that you can get on. So she bought it, and she stood up, same old lady, wouldn't smile, she came up to me. I said, she come talking about how you don't remember me. I said, baby, I remember you. She said, yeah, and I said, not only that, I got a word for you. I got a word for you. She said, oh yeah, and kind of put a little smile. I said, yeah, a little smile. I said, when you came to me a few weeks ago, you came as all these positions. You said pastor, prophet, evangelist, teacher. I said, well, one thing I want to ask you, because the Most High gave this to me. Where is your power? So you got somebody come to you, y'all stepping into y'all with all this here. You ask them, you get on this devil platform, you ask them, where is your power? Where is your power? You can come all, y'all can look down from heaven and to call you to be all the administrative positions and some. You better come with some power, because that's how I came to the Most High. Wait a minute, this woman come to my store talking like that. What? What was that you sent my way? He was letting me know she wasn't who I got on him about that she is. You didn't warn me. That's what I'm really saying, Father. When people come to me like that, you send somebody to me, you always warn me. And I'm going to your way, what was that you saw? You didn't warn me. You didn't warn me. You didn't tell me she was coming. But when it all boiled down, she was nobody. And it was a month later, because she gave me her business card, I gave her mine. She never did tell me where the power was. But that sister called me one day. She said, I was wanted in Atlanta, convention, women's convention that they was going to have. And she wanted me to be a speaker. I said, I have no problem with being a speaker. But if I'm going to speak, I got to speak on the fact that I am not a Christian. Woo, that lady looked. She didn't look, she was on the phone. She said, you're not a Christian? I said, I am not a Christian. I came to that conclusion when the Spirit of the Most High Yah asked me, who told you was a Christian? He had to ask me that. See, I'm not like y'all. I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't get it like, the man told me I'm not a Christian. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a tribe of Judah. No. The Most High came to me and he said, who told you was a Christian? Did I tell you that? And why do he say that to me like that? He's been talking to me since I was 4 years old. Why can't I trust in his voice and what he says? Did I tell you was a Christian? No, you didn't. He said, come on, let's get in this here. Let's go to what they call the New Testament. Pull up where I done told anybody in the New Testament that they are Christians. I said, you never said that. I already know that. He said, okay, come on, let's go on over here to what they call, he don't call it that. Just tell me what they call the New Testament. Now, go in there and tell me, when did Yeshua HaMashiach say a Christian? I said, he ain't never said it out of his mouth. He's the Redeemer. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Wait a minute. You mean the Redeemer ain't calling out Christians? He came 30-something years and ain't calling out the people to be Christian? Hold up. Who's doing this? He said, I'll tell you what. Let me back you up a little bit more. Put out any disciple that said, which the ones that I gave Yeshua, pull them up and tell me which came out of their mouth that said that they was Christian. I said, well, okay, Father, you got me, because I can't do that, because it ain't there one of them that said it. Who said? Heathens. And because they said that they were, and they made themselves to be this, then why is they lying on me? You see what I'm saying? So he said, don't ever say that you're a Christian. So I had to break that thing down to that lady. She said, all my life, I ain't heard nobody. I broke it down a little bit better to her, y'all. I ain't heard nobody ever say it like that. And that makes so much sense. I said, no, it makes sense. When Yah is about something, it ain't about how a person said, the high pitch, or the way that they said, or the words that they can't pronounce. It's the power that's behind it. It is the power that's behind it. When I heard that dog voice barking, and I'm like walking, and I'm like saying, why is he barking like that? Why is this dog barking, making this noise? And it's in daytime, around about 10 in the morning. He's barking, and wait a minute, it's something about his bark I can discern. Wait a minute. He's trying to warn me. What is this dog saying to me? And I'm just all, I mean, people probably thought I was crazy. What this dog said, he said, that's me. I want you to hear. Don't estimate, and this is even with people, how I come. Don't limit how I come. Do you hear that dog? I said, I hear that dog, Father, y'all. I hear that dog, and that dog talking to me. The dog wasn't even on the same street I was on. But his bark was sending a message to me. And I was rumbling, boy. I was like, wait a minute, Father. Why is he barking like this? And I'm talking to y'all. And he's telling me, it's me. I want you to understand. I can come through whoever I desire. He was preparing me for what I was walking into at 6 p.m. that evening. And that was a confusion that was in a laundromat where a pastor and his wife was supposed to be in a prophet, was battling a man and his son, his teenage son. Because the man had a teenage son, and he was, the way he was talking to his son was out of order. It was just wasn't nice the way he was talking to him. But I had respect for the man because here I was, I'm a prophet. Here this pastor and his wife, they're a prophet. She's supposed to be a prophet. And nobody didn't start talking about the goodness of the Most High Yah, but that man. So Yah was preparing me. And how I end up getting caught up in it is I had to go in between people that was arguing and just nail that thing straight through. And I started off with this morning I was walking, I heard a dog bark. Hallelujah. My testimony, through your testimony that the Most High gives you, is your living witness. And I began to tell them what had happened. So I just thank the Most High, and it did. And then the pastor and his wife apologized to the man. Man was high as a kite, but he was talking about the Most High Yah and how good he is, how excellent he is. I mean, just came out of nowhere. You see? Tell me, Yah do whatever he want in the way he want. We can't. We think we rule him because we think we Hebrew Israelites. Well, the tribe of Judah, the warning is coming toward you. So, what had happened, you all? This is great news in this all. It's overall of what I'm saying. What had happened is when he began to talk in Matthew 24, he was sending. I'm saying the tribe of Judah, the whole house, but the whole house ain't even thinking about what we're thinking about. The tribe of Judah is thinking this. See, that's why the tribe of Judah is messed up on the floor. Because they trying to bring in a new, they already done it, because through their newfound religion has caused a great falling away to take place. But through it all, they wanted so bad to come in and be something or to be somebody that Yah did not place them to be because it can't be found. So the Most High said, you get in there and you pull out awakening. As I get into here and I begin to pull out the word awakening, the word awakening is the same word that rouse. Jacob was saying that who can rouse the tribe of Judah? Judah. He said, who can arouse Judah? No man. No man. No man. That means there's no man on the face of the earth is going to get the tribe of Judah to awaken to spirit and truth outside of Yah. And how Yah is going to do it, they're not going to awaken. Not in this oppressive land. Yah is going to come back And he's going to allow all this stuff to take place. And he's talking, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. The great falling away, y'all. See, that y'all didn't know that, did you? Because the ones that's coming, that's those who are walking around here saying we the people, we the Hebrew Israelites, we are awakened. Ain't no such thing as you awakening. Ain't no such thing as you awakening, y'all. You ain't gonna wake up, Judith. And that's the tribe of Judah, us Negroes over here. We're not going to wake up. Only thing we're going to come to the knowledge is the things that the Ruach put in us, which is spirit and truth. They are so far from that, they have caused a large awakening, right falling away, and they're falling away to themselves in this new conscious religion. Because they're supposed to bring them some new conscious. What? But that's what they're doing. They're falling away to that. Now, as you go to Matthew 24, you kind of can see it. And it says here, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. False prophets shall rise and deceive many. What happened? In this here, you'll see in many scriptures where it says false teachers and false prophets. But teachers, false prophets are just people that's teaching, claiming to be higher than just a teacher. That's why they bring you all these books. That's why they got they 2 and 3 channels on the YouTube. That's why they want to tell you this 1 minute and this 1 minute and throw in a couple of scriptures on the lesson. That's why they want to tell you now. You hear them now talking about everything the white man talking about, making him going back to the bottom and licking it up and saying this is what the white man is telling us now. Y'all, we need to listen to these, what this white man said here, this white man said here, this white man said here. And at one time, they don't want to hear nothing from the heathens. Now, all their messages is leading to what the white man is saying. That's strange, isn't it? But that's the great fall away, because they have caused many to fall away through what? Pretending to be prophets. Why? Because they started off as teachers. They didn't grip so many licenses and subscribed to the point it moved them up to the level of a prophet in their own mind. And even if they're not claiming it, the word of the Most High is sure in what it says. They're walking in what they think is a higher level. They feel they're beyond a teacher now. That's why you hear them calling all these different positions now that they have. They got general now, you know. They got captain. They got Maureen. They got all these other things that's coming up, okay? And they could be gripping it from what they feel is under the Hebrew language. But what he's saying is, when they all false prophets, you know what they are? People who's teaching error. That's all it is. It ain't like a real prophet, but people who teaching you error are saying that it's Yah. It is the message of Yah. It is the truth of Yah. It is the spirit of understanding. It is the spirit of knowledge. It is the spirit of wisdom, and it's not. It's all false. Because they taught you their flesh, they taught you their knowledge, they taught you their understanding, and they taught you their wisdom out of their own flesh that they have made into a standard of a prophet. Now watch what it says. And what is it going to do? It shall deceive many. What did I just tell y'all about the great fall away already took place? This is here. I'm gonna go labor it right. This is the tribe of Judah up in here. Now watch this here. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's what's going on. That's what's going on with the tribe of Judah. That's why they're going around killing each other, stealing, murdering by great numbers. Now, somebody might say, well, the white man doing it, you lost fear without a cause. Y'all been speaking to us before the heathens ever said a word. Before the heathens even came before us. Y'all been dealing with us. And we always seem to blame it on everybody else except for us. Since Genesis, y'all, how long ago we going to blame everybody else? How long ago we going to do it? I know it. And that's why I know that it ain't important to make it over there to the New Jerusalem. Not to the New Jerusalem, to the Promised Land. It's the difference between the Promised Land and the New Jerusalem. Y'all got to be able to spiritual see that. Based on if you read under the Ruach HaKodesh. The Ruach ain't come to teach you nothing when you think you know it all. That's why a lot of them on this devil platform can't teach you. They can teach you from their flesh understanding, their wisdom flesh in their flesh, Their knowledge in their flesh. They can teach from that level. And when you agree with it, it's because you are in the flesh. You got to be told something in the spirit, and you got to get something down there, up in there, and you can feel it to be spirit and truth. It's not something that you can just get from somebody and then just assume that, oh, I got it. Oh, no, no, no. It's deeper than that. And I love it. I love that it is rooted that deep. When it said past the bone marrow, believe it or not, it's in the spirit of who you are. And that's where he rests. So, but what I found out as I enter Matthew 24, and this is what I'm going to say. Now, what I'm going to say is this. Sister Deborah will no longer maybe after tomorrow, because I got to do a part 2 on this, teach on the level of what you've been taught. Okay? I'm going to stick with the light, entering through the light, going through the Ruach HaKodesh, Yeshua HaMashiach being the right hand. But I'm finna teach really where we at. That's what the Most High is charging me. We're now in Matthew 24. And it's time to get busy. Will I live to see outside of this? I don't know. But I'm going to go on and teach it while he gives it to me. Because that's where we're at. And it says in Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. What is the reason for the endurance? Enduring, and saved. Endurance is the spirit of Yah, and saved is his right hand, his spirit. Endurance and saved, they come hand in hand. Shall be saved. Now listen to this. This is where we at. Now that he revealed to me that the great falling away came from the Hebrew Israelite movement and the awakening, which brought comfort to me, which brought assurance that you've been on the right path all the time you've been talking, without even having to master where it was at. You always said. Okay? Now, what he's saying here is carried in 14. Verse 14, Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel shall be preached in all the world for a witness, hallelujah, unto all nations. You hear that? You hear that, Hebrew Israelite? Do you hear that? Unto all the nations. And then shall the end come. Who is the end? That's when Yeshua step on the scene. Hallelujah. So it's time. And he said that the moment, Deborah, you start to hear it, start speaking it now. Because the moment I see that it has gotten and reached where it's supposed to, Yeshua is coming on the scene. And I wish that it could happen already, but you don't hear nobody on this devil platform. You do not hear nobody on the devil platform, and they've been on here for 50 years, 20. Now, I'm just saying 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, I'm just going a little bit too far. But many years, and we have not heard. Verse 14, and this gospel, what gospel is that? The good news, the gospel of what good news? The kingdom shall be preached. The gospel shall be preached. The good news that Yeshua HaMashiach, don't step down, all right, is on his way. Hallelujah. And you know what? If you ain't been teaching it and preaching it, get busy, because he's saying what's taking place in the earth today, guess what? It's going to be destroyed by the gospel being preached. And when that gospel is being preached, what happens? What does it say? To all nations, then shall the end. And the end is not the end, but it's the end of all this that they're doing now, y'all. It's the end to all this that they're doing. Oh, we should be glad and rejoicing that we're there. All we have to do is now preach preach the good news, which is the gospel. The gospel of what? The kingdom, meaning what? The kingdom is at hand. Yeshua HaMashiach is landing. Get ready. So that's what Sister Deborah going to teach throughout the rest of this time, that the Most High allowed her to be on this devil platform. I'm talking to now, but I'm telling you, after tomorrow, when I hit the second part of this message, I might cover it tonight. I don't know. But the second part, if I do, tomorrow will be the last time. And I'm going to start preaching the gospel that the kingdom is coming. That means Yeshua HaMashiach. And no one knows how dangerous that is. Everybody. Not me, but I'm just saying. The kingdom of God. Watch this here. He talked about what Daniel, the prophet, stand in the holy place. And he was saying, then let those which are in Judah flee, Jordan, flee unto the mountains. He's telling them, these are the things that's going to be taking the place while we're preaching the gospel. We're going to be, well, it's not preaching, that the gospel went, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached. That's what it said. This is where we at. That's what Sister Deborah's at. Everything else don't mean nothing to me anymore. My message is going to be getting you to the point where you can hear the gospel of the kingdom being preached. And that's when the end is going to come. All this stuff after that, 15 on down. And then he said, pray ye that your flight not be in the winter. I'm going on with the winter. Not just this winter, but it could be another winter. But he just says, I'm dealing with that winter. And he's not talking, he might not be talking, but I better shut up because it's time to just start telling people about the gospel. The gospel means good news. The kingdom is Yeshua HaMashiach. It's stepping on the scene. That's it. It's over with all this nonsense. And I loved it. When I heard that, I was like, oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. That's where it is. That's where it's going to be when he comes. So he said, it's time to preach the gospel. And don't forget, to all nations. To all nations. What sense does it make to preach it to all nations if it's not taking heed? It's not going to. But his word got to be fulfilled. Giving you the upper hand that the kingdom, the gospel, which is the good news that the kingdom is coming. That's it. And until that time comes, and you know what? We're backed up, all up in it. It's the coming of the Son of Man. And we run around here talking about Babylon fall. All that stuff is going to happen. But we need to be, as Hebrew Israelites, you got to understand, he's talking to you. We got to start preaching the gospel of the kingdom and get our butts lining up with that versus waiting for their Babylon. See, we weren't taught that we need to be preaching the gospel. Because look like Matthew 24 is telling us, and then the end. So we need to get in line with what he says as far as the gospel being preached. So Sister Deborah going to really get in tune with the gospel. She really is. I'm going to get connected with the gospel of the kingdom and leave all this other monkey mess that everybody teaching. Let them keep it. They can keep it in their pockets. I don't care. Because the gospel is what's going to end it all. That when Yeshua come on the scene, the Son of Man come on the scene to redeem what's his. Whatever else mess is here, hey, let him say it. But that's what we need to be doing. Getting involved and being a partaker in the gospel to the king of the kingdom is coming. You need to be involved in that because that's what it says. But you don't hear not one person on the devil platform talking about that. They're not going to. Because their agenda is to be about, their whole ideal is to be about what they want it to be about. To keep people, the great falling away, to be fallen. Now, what I was going to, no, I got something else to cover here. It's the same thing. But I was listening to what he was saying. He was wanting me to understand what the awakening really is, and it's not what they're telling the people. And I said, Father, y'all, I've been knowing that. Because if you've been talking to me since I was 4, and all that God has given me, I have not allowed none of it to fall by the wayside. I speak it, okay? But first, I want to talk about some issues also to kind of bring you up. Okay, and it was that was the first thing he gave me was to warn the house of the tribe of Judah. So I knew I'll put that down. The reason why, this is what he gave me today. Hear me well. He said that the connection to the life that's being lost, or it is what you call a biochemical, okay? And it coming to steal, kill, okay, and destroy. The destroying is where it's going to destroy the families, but it's coming to kill, steal, and destroy, okay? And what he was telling me that the test, they started off by ushering the test. There are so many people that have received the test. The test is the biochemical, okay? And there are some that has received it more than once. So sticking this into your thing here was, and they turn it. That was to release the biochemical, okay? Then the first jab, along with the test. Then the second jab, and then the third jab. He was informing me that they're not telling the truth of the matter, that everybody that are dying and was dying wasn't because there is a V out. It was because the biochemical, if it doesn't affect the first thing, and that was the test, caused you to have the biochemical ushered into your body from here, okay? The shot helped boost it. The first shot, the first jab, and the second jab helped boost it even more. The third jab, it even helped boost it. So this wasn't a project that they came up with that you should supposed to fall straight out from the testing. But it was to plant it, and in due season, do week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, year, you eventually die out. So he was explaining, this is the spirit, y'all. I'm telling you what he gave me. So the testing was the first biochemical. The first jab was another part of it. Same biochemical, just shot in you. The second was the same thing, and the third one. So when they are saying that you don't have, a lot of people might not have gotten the jab, but they've been tested probably several times. That's why they insist on you going back. If you're going to work, okay, you don't have to get it. You got to be tested every week. They got to get you the amount of biochemical up in here so you can have the same amount that everybody that's getting 1, 2, and 3 jabs. So he was revealing to me that the test was the one that caused people to get the biochemical, because if they don't go in there to be tested, then they'll be okay if they're at home. That's why they're making it at home. It's when they go to the place and they be tested, they implanting it, okay? Then they'll send them home and wait for the test, you see? And this thing has to take its course. If they were to test you and everybody would just fall out dead, then what it'll show is what they testing is taking the people's lives. So the way that they develop this biochemical is so you can slowly, you will slowly go into this, okay? And it's a biochemical. It's not a bee. It's not a bee. And y'all, it's not going to dance with nobody on that. He ain't going to play patty cake with you. He going to say whatever in your heart that you want to accept in your flesh. And in your spiritual heart, it's on you. As far as what you want to believe. If you want to believe that that's that, you go right ahead. But it's too much stuff that's been out there to warn people. And they still going straight into the dark tunnel. Knowing, thinking, okay, this is going to deliver me. This is going to say, no. Okay, so he ain't going to bother with that. Because he already know who they are in him. He already know. Okay, so he wanted me to let you all know that the test is the first. That's why they now come up and say, if you want a job, even if you get I'm sure you have bumped out somebody that had a really good job, was accepting a good job, but they wanted that individual to take the jab. And because he wanted to have a religious reason. So they said, okay, we'll give you the form so you can fill it out so you don't have to take the jab, but you have to be tested every week. Do you know one of those tests is 2? Every day you come in, you have to take that test. That's giving you enough. Believe it or not. They know what they're doing. So they ain't worried about you not taking it. See, and that showed up to somebody like me that knows spirit of truth. I know that all that time that he taught me when that first test came out, what it was, y'all told me what it was. When he told me that, I knew what it was. And I said, who do they think is going to take that jab 5 days a week coming to work? See, that's why they say, when you don't have to take it, the jab, but you got to be tested because they know it's in the test. It's in the test. And a lot of people run around and say, but when I took the test or I took the jab, it ain't done nothing to me. But you know what? People, let me tell you something. If it does something to people, some people did fall out and died. More than what you think. That's just how severe this thing really is. That everybody dancing around saying of it. Because when you have the media, media, they're only going to tell you what you want to hear. And not what you want to hear, but what they want to control you to believe and hear. And what has happened? Fear and control. They got you. They got you. Because they can tell you more than Sister Deborah, and they are strictly the beats itself. And he can tell you more than I can. You will believe more what he say than I will. And that's it. You'll believe more what he tell you to do than I. You see, so it's like what y'all say, it doesn't matter. My word is fulfilled. No matter what. And that's what they don't understand. So he did want me to tell you that, like say for instance, if I've been tested, okay, I'm subject to fall out. It's in me. They planting it. It's a plant. It's something that's there that ain't going nowhere. You see? Now, the reason those who are getting sick are not getting sick, those who are having these problems really are simply having just basic cold during the season. And they want to run and claim what they fear. And if you run it in there, they're going to tell you because they need numbers. They need another person in that bed so they can use you as a count. So they run straight to the hospital. When you have the same people going through it, sit at home, and they don't have no problem. It's when you go there and they begin to feed. Just like at the beginning, they was giving you test after test every time. There are people who were so scared that they was going down there to be tested every week. Didn't even understand you are implanting that stuff in your head, in your body. It's sad. It's sad. So after the test said, okay, we got enough of them. So let's go on and start bringing it to the. So I'm gonna tell y'all this here. Let me say this here. I'm gonna say it to you because I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it because it's on my spirit. They're not too geared about everybody being with the jab because they know they got it. They got it made. They started off with the test. You know how many people that wouldn't take the test? Everybody that said they wouldn't take the jab, they took the test. They don't understand it. They don't understand that these people know it's finished. Their whole plan is finished. They know it already. I know it already. Because we want to play, role, and pretend. Everybody wants this here thing to where they think that y'all don't know what's going on and y'all has no idea of what's happening to them or that he don't know nothing. But they know everything. They want to make him a lie so they can be a truth. and he's going to stand back and let you do that. And everything that he's going to let pan out. So he was telling me about the test. So let's go to Colin Powell. Colin Powell lost his life. And the sad part is about it, I sat back and he said, okay, now, Deborah, you got to endure. You got to endure. I said, okay, Father, it's just so hard. So hard. So hard. Colin Powell. Why would his family allow them to list him under the COVID, the jab, not the jab, yeah, the thing that you people get? I can't talk on this. The jab, okay. So if Colin Powell, it took him to what? Die before they able to list him. Why didn't they say he was in the hospital with? You know why? He didn't have a child. He was dying from cancer. And how and why his family let him go out with this COVID is because they wanted the Black people to see. See, one of y'all professional, known government position just died of COVID-19. That's a lie from the pit of hell. And then also to keep from being sued, they made sure they let you know he was suffering from blood cancer. So why did y'all let him go out like that? Why couldn't it be his? Because he's a nigger when it all said and done. He's a nigger to them when it all said and done. And we got to prove to the nigger they famous people can, or they heroes can be COVID-19. You see that? And again, I'm sure how bad they look. Now I'm talking to y'all because this is how the Spirit was opening up my eyes to see the fullness. He said, because if he had it, why didn't they say he was in the hospital with him? They wait till he died because he didn't want them to lie and tell them that lie. They waited till he died and then now tell you he has it. You see, he died of this. But then they also, to clear the record so it won't go too out of order where they can get sued for saying that, they made sure they let you know. And he had blood cancer. Blood cancer killed you at a blink of an eye. But no, you rather label him as the virus thing, so that the Black people can see how people died that's famous. You see, or that's known. That's sad. That's sad. They do everything they can. And I think that's really sad that his family let him go out like that. Because money would cost them to say, okay, well, we'll let him go out since he's dead already. We're going to list it as that. You see how they doing everything to get people to believe, especially us. And the sad part is about it, they know it ain't that many of us left. They know that. They know that. Majority of our men are, like I said, in the closet, out of the closet, and around the closet. So they know that. That's why they hang on to letting them do that there. You know, they know that. A great number of us is the tribe of Judah. And those that are still just going all kind of ways. And that's because they're in the land of the oppressor. They ain't going to have it like they think they're going to have it. They run around here trying to be kings and leaders, and all they're doing is being the key to the great falling away, and they don't even know it. They know it. I don't know. I don't think they know it. I really don't think they know it. But his word got to be fulfilled. It don't care who know it or not. His word going to be fulfilled. Okay, and another. As for Colin Powell, they connected him. I don't know if you all saw it. They connected him with a criminal, I think that was on death row. I don't know if he was on death row or what. He had murdered a lady, and he was dying. He was in prison, and they took him to the hospital, and they said he contracted it while in the prison. He just got to the prison as far as where he's at, but how he got it, I don't know. And they kept showing him right after Colin Powell. They kept showing him and saying he died. He's fighting for his life in the hospital now with COVID-19. I'm like, wait a minute. How did he get it so quick? You know, they look what they got Colin Powell next to, a murderer. You see that? Saying that he died just like Colin Powell did. He died just like Colin Powell did. I mean, he's going through with Colin Powell. was going through. Now you think that ain't low. That's what they did here in Missouri. I don't know if they did it, the news here. If they did it where you at. Well, next time you see the news and you see it, then you tell me they put it next to a criminal that who killed this white lady. And they said he has COVID. Now, why y'all showing him in the prison? I mean, in court, being sentenced. Why y'all showing him that right after you show Colin Powell? Why would you, Colin Powell? Why would you show that man with Colin Powell? See how they great? You see how they degrade? No matter what Colin Powell did with that white man, they still gonna treat you like you a nigga, even when you dead and gone. That's sad. That's sad. That they gonna take your death certificate and print on there that you had something. You know, it's a sad thing. It is a sad, sad thing. People don't understand. This is the time of year for a cold and flu. Let me show you how powerful their plan is. They made sure that their plan for all this stuff goes straight into the season, into the season where you have colds and flu and sinus and viruses that's going on. They make sure they plan it. Now they're coming out with 2 more virus out of nowhere. And a man 3 months ago said, get ready because they're coming up with another one and they're going to come with another one. And that, you know what? Since people in this world is without a creator, without the Most High, the powerful creator, they can do whatever they want to do. You want to believe it, believe it. That's on you. Because if you don't have my Yahuwah, you lost anyway without a cause. Now, I wanted to cover that. And they said, now listen to what they said. When they put that murderer next to Colin Powell, they turned around and said he had bladder cancer. Now, if he had bladder cancer, Colin Powell had blood cancer, why are y'all laboring him with the virus? That's sad. But they put him next to Colin Powell. I was like, that's deep. Why would they even do that? Why would they even put him on there? The same, right after Colin Powell, they did it twice today. And I'm like, why are they putting a murder? I mean, just sad. I know it. Sister Deborah might be just going a little bit too. A lot of people just. That's sad. And another thing I have learned throughout my days is I watch how the tribe of Judah. I'm still talking to warning toward the tribe of Judah. I sat back throughout my life and watched the tribe of Judah follow every tradition that the oppressor, that the heathen gave them. Anything the heathen say, where, and this is you. A lot of you all did not know and was not aware that the heathen have set up a style for us and we follow it. I think about how Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and their family, they do not look like the people today. They did not look like that. We have taken on a fake look that the white man has fed us. They put it on television. They put it on billboards. They put them everywhere. This thing about your hair all over the place, anything to make us look abnormal, they do. A lot of people think, they say, when you just got on a weave and you wearing your hair with a perm, let me tell you something. The thing that I think is really sad, if you go into those books that shows our family back in them days, and you look at those women, first of all, I want to clear up something. Just because we have woolly hair don't mean we need to walk around here looking like our head like a mop. We don't have no reason walking around here with our head looking like a mop. And I'm sure Yeshua HaMashiach did not go around here looking like a wild beast coming out of the jungle. I look at billboards, I look at pictures in magazines. They either got us, one thing they do, they go over in Africa, get the blackest blue woman, the blackest blue man, and put them in magazines as black people. I don't get, they have always told us how to dress, how to look, how to feel, how to act. And we have walked therein. the Hebrew Israelite movement, nor those who have set up a religion called Awakening, they don't know what they're supposed to look like, but they have taken on whatever the white man puts in their faces that we should look. I seen little boys and little girls, hair all over their head, like, just not even combed, like you get up out of the bed. Now you see our men and women walking around with these dreads and looking like, who did it and what for? It's nothing wrong with wearing dreads, but everything needs to be in decency and in order. You cannot find one for as a history book or anything that shows what we're looking like today. They look like back in our days in Israel, nor in Jerusalem. First of all, every one of our tribes' texture of our hair was not the same. We're not the same. We got others in the 11 tribe, and a lot of in the tribe of Judah. Everybody's texture of their hair is not the same. But the white man have fed to us. There's only one way we need to look. Now you see the models, hair all over their face. You see the billboards in magazines. Everywhere that you go, they see us with us looking like some wild animals. We don't have to look like that because you won't find your bloodline back in the days looking like that. And we are alive from the pit of hell, like I said. They have you all fall into the great falling away from the inside as well as the outside. Because we don't have to look like that. We don't have to look like the white woman either. We can look like who we are and walk with integrity, who Yah is greater in us. He said, greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. So who's in the world? My flesh has to walk in this world. But my spirit, he rests therein. So if I'm dressing inappropriate, don't you think that Ruach gonna show up and show out? Yes, he will. He'll correct your dressing. He'll correct your look. But ain't nobody can on now one of these devil platforms can tell me that Yah has came in and correct their head to be all over the place. Yah have let me tell y'all something. If I showed you a picture of my son that's 6'3", he had dreads. He grew dreads. Guess who started him? I did. But if you looked at his dreads and you looked at my son Joseph's dreads and you see what dreads look like and how appropriate it can look without walking around here with it all over the place and looking and they walking trying to claim it as they bloodline. They culture. Stop that mess. Even Yeshua didn't walk around here like he just got out of the bed. I'm quite sure. But we want to make it what we want to make it. I know in the tribe of Judah, we have woolly hair. We have different texture. But it's something we can do with our hair to where we don't have to walk around here looking like. And if you wear your hair any way you want it, because if you feel good about the Most High being in you, he'll teach you how to feel good on the inside and on the outside. You don't have to be mimic. It ain't about mimicking the white woman and the white people. Let me tell you something. If he thought for 1 minute he was concerned, hear me out. If he thought for 1 minute he was concerned about you mimicking the white people and doing what the white people do, why would he bring you here in their culture? He ain't caught up in that. He caught up how you gonna let him dwell in you and be all that he can be in you and have you to walk upright in him and just and righteous. No, we can't do that. But we want to look the role on the outside of a Hebrew Israelite. This is our culture. Now, there's a way you can wear dreads. Dreads are, I think they're beautiful. But just like that man who, I'm going to show you how they got us. They got us really good. Beyonce's husband had his hair like that. That looked like somebody. That does not look good, y'all. I don't care who came up with looking like that. Let me tell you, the other guy, he came to court to fight his own case. Very attractive young man. But he wore his hair with those things all over the place. And it tells to me just how crazy he was. Because he axed his 6-year-old disabled daughter with an axe, killed his mama after shooting her a lot of times. And then broke the rifle on her, and then set her son on fire. This is his blood kids. You see what I'm saying? So When he walked in court, what did he have? He had that same look that Beyonce husband had on his head. That's, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Don't go picking up traits that people telling you that's our culture. That's how her supposed to be. That's how her supposed to look. I see people over in other countries that's African, not African. They are melanated. I call them people over in Africa, but whatever. You don't see them doing their hair like that. Why is it here in the United States? Because the United States that fed to us that this is our lifestyle, this is our culture, and they got one thing they will. I'm gonna tell y'all something y'all do not know. One thing the Europeans have always did, they always dictate our dressing, our hairstyles, how we are supposed to look, how we supposed to act, what we supposed to dress like. They always dictated it. They didn't never want us to dress like them. They are so happy we think we found our culture. Wake up in the morning and our hair all over the place and go on out to a job interview. And we call it, it's our culture. No, that ain't your culture. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, but that's how they have brainwashed us. And I sit and watch it today. Because when I go places and I see little babies and little boys going to school with their head, women's letting them go to school with their head all over like they just woke up out of bed and they just went. Little girls who talking about that's their culture. I do not like that style. I do not like it at all because it does not represent the true identity of who our people were and is. We just still lost. That's how lost we is here. Y'all was explaining to me, he was explaining many things to me, and that was one about us taking on their way of saying we're supposed to look like this. When I sit and look in the magazine and I see any black people that's modeling, they go get the stickiest African woman, and she already blue black, and they have cut her hair clean bald. She already had little beanies on her head, but they'll cut it big clean bald. If they'll leave those little things in her head, that's fine and dandy. They want to show the world this is what we look like. You see, this is their natural look. And they going over to Africa getting these people telling the world this is what we look like. They can easily tell that's what we look like. This is what we do because we set up among them and agree with them that this is, that's my culture. That's who we're supposed to look like. Don't do that, child. You got little girls, do something with their hair. You got little boys, do something with their hair. You don't have to have it going all over the place. That's a culture. That's the way they culture. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Not all them styles that they had. Did y'all ever think? Oh, I tell you what. Go back and look at all them Hebrew videos that those guys done showed y'all of the women and the men, and tell me, do you see their hairstyle that we were today looking like that? Even they dress even have a way it was flowing. You see what I'm saying? It even had a way that. That's why I said if I show you a picture of my son and his dread, you'll tell me they ain't even real, but they are. And you'll say, I know what you'll say because every time he goes somewhere, people are always complimenting him on. Can I touch? And he said, Mom, I have to tell them no, I don't want their hands in. He don't know how to tell them no. Okay, so we need to stop letting them. It's too late. Let me shut up. There ain't no need to tell them. But what the Most High was dealing with me was awakening is not found in the Bible as tribe of Judah is going to awaken. Awakening is not in the Bible that says that the whole house of Israel shall awaken. You won't find it in there, okay? And what he's saying is, it's nothing in there telling us that we're going to awaken out of the position that we're in and come to a level where we're different than what we have been. We're not going to do it. Because if we could, and if we were able to, don't you think when he said he's coming in Ezekiel, he's going to clean us up? Let me show you. And he said this throughout the whole Bible, how he's going to clean us up in that day. It's a day that's coming that he's going to clean us up. Those that are going over to the promised land, you ain't going over there. You're going over there. And when you let's go there, 36. Okay. And okay, in Ezekiel 36 and 25. And they shall dwell in the, wait a minute, no. Ezekiel 36 and 25. Okay, no, let's go 24. For I would take you from among the heathens and gather you out of all the countries and will bring you unto your own land. Unto your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. So if you're thinking for 1 minute, all these lessons you're getting on this devil platform about all these things these men and women are talking about, it's really delivering you, it's really bringing you. They are not doing nothing but causing the great falling away to take its course. A great falling away to take its course amongst the tribe of Judah. Because you're not going to get up, Judah. Jacob told us that in Genesis 49. Until Yeshua HaMashiach comes. Watch this here. Ezekiel 36, verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of the countries and will bring you unto your own land. Then, and only then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness. So tell me what you're going to waken up and become on the land of your oppressors. Tell me, they have lied to you all as they have continued to lie, and you all have continued to eat every lie that they tell you. And that's on you. Because through it all, y'all knew who you were when you got down here, who you was going to take to, where you was going to be yesterday, where you going to be today, and where you going to be tomorrow. Where you was at 10 years ago. He knew it all. Your steps was ordered by him, not by yourself, or by some man or some woman. Your mother, your father, your grandfather. No, your steps was ordered by him to go in the direction that it has taken, because he knew you from heaven. He knew who you are. He knew if you was a part of his righteous or his unrighteous. He knew who you were. See, you're going to be exactly who you were then when you get down here. You already know. You ain't going to get down here, come from him and get down here and everything is walking in the will of Yah. No. Not if you didn't come from there to be in his will to walk with him. See, where you are in the heavens is really where you come from is really who you are on the earth. Okay, let's get with it. Verse 25 of Ezekiel 36, verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you. Now, when he said a new heart, that new heart is, let him say it. Let's say, I will give you, and a new spirit I will put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. Why? Why would he need to take away the stony flesh? That's how ugly you are. See what I'm saying? So where are these people who have deceived the tribe of Judah get this awakening for? Where are they getting that from? What are they awakening to? If they're not awakening to spirit and truth, what are they awakening to? How is it that they're taking on all these positions as captain, general, moor, seer, and all these watchmen, and all these things that they take into, but don't know spirit and truth? So what are they calling themselves to? Self-positions. Now listen to this. I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. Out of your flesh. So when he said out of your flesh, what do you mean? He's going to give you another fleshy heart. And I will give you an heart of flesh. He's going to take that sinful heart that you got with them bad thoughts and everything in it and give you another one just like it. But it's going to be the filth going to be out of it. You see what I'm saying? So here it is. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in the status, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. Now, what is it? Go back up. Go back up to 6. Back up to 6, it says, a new heart also will I give you. Now watch this here. And a new spirit. Wait a minute, hold up, Deborah. Where is soul at? Where's the soul that everybody be claiming? Hold up now. Where's the soul everybody in the world claims? We got a soul. Where is it at? Why ain't he saying something about a soul? Huh? He's going to give you a new spirit. You see? That spirit that you're going to have that walked with him, he's going to give you another one. Another spirit. Now watch this here. I would put within you. I will put it within you. In what? Your flesh. We're talking about the flesh now. But you're going to get another spirit. Now, he ain't talking about his spirit. He's talking about he's going to put you another spirit. And he's going to put you a flesh. Where's soul at, I wonder? Hey, soul, where are you at? Can't be found. Because there's no such thing. But this is what they tell you. You all feed in it. It's yours. And he said, out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. There go another heart of flesh. This is powerful right here. And I would put my spirit up. There go that. Hey, he's going to put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my status. So his spirit going to be with you and cause you to walk what? In my status, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. What happens when his spirit, his spirit comes out and lets you walk therein? Watch this here. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your Yah. I would also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it and lay no famine upon you. So you'll have plenty to eat. What's going on there? What's going on? He's going to already restore your land, the promised land. Everything's going to be there for you, waiting for you. When you come there, then he's going to restore you right there. That's where he's going to restore you at. On this land, he ain't come here to restore you. So all that mess they talking about awakening, we know this. What you awaken to? Stupidity. Still. You have awakened to a way to lead the multitude of Judah in a great falling away. Okay? And I would multiply the fruit of the trees. So he's telling you how he's going to bless the fruit of the trees and everything. No more famine among the heathen. No more approaches of the famine among the heathens. Now they're not going to be bothering you because you're going to have everything you need again, like you did before. Then shall ye, listen here. See this here? 31 says, then shall ye remember your own evil ways. Then shall you, with that new heart, that new spirit, and with the spirit of Yah, he's going to put in you so that you and cause you to walk. That's what's going to cause you to walk the way you're going to walk and keep his judgment during that time, because he's going to put his spirit in you to do those. But it's going to come a time when you get over there, you're going to remember what the things you did. I wonder, are you going to remember it just to repeat it over again, or are you going to remember it and not do it anymore? Let's see what it says. And then ye shall remember your own evil ways and your doing that were not good. Now, why would Yah, I want y'all this before you go to bed tonight, just think about this. Why would Yah take you to a place that's like Eden now? All brand new, restored by him. Clean you up, sprinkle you up, get all the filth out of you and the stony heart. Give you a new heart, give you a new spirit, then put his spirit in you, and then shall you remember your own way, evil ways, and your doing that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abomination. Not for your sakes do I this, said Yahuwah, the Lord Yahuwah. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confound for your own ways, O house of Israel. He's letting you know he's going to clean you up. And the last time he did that, he brought you to that promised land. You see what y'all did? But this time he's going to do it and allow the enemy not to be up on you like he was at one time. But let's see. As you keep getting in a relationship with the Most High, he will reveal more and more to you about what is really going to take place over in that promised land. The promised land is not the New Jerusalem, meaning the New Jerusalem is coming down. Okay? The promised land is not saying, he's not saying that you going to the promised land, you're going to reign in the New Jerusalem. That's not what he said. You got to be judged like everybody else. You go ahead and be judged. A lot of everybody thinking they just want to just do what they want to do. That's why. Why do you think that the tribe of Judah is walking around here like they're walking? Let me explain to you that. The reason why our brothers and our sisters are walking around here like they ain't got no sense, like they monkeys, you want me to tell you why? Because they have deceived so many of you all by great numbers. And they know that some reason or another, I know they know because now they getting away from the Hebrew Israelite movement and awakening. Now they're going into this consciousness thing where they're going into science and so on. It's because they have lied. They have lied to you all. Okay? And they're going to continue to lie to do what they were created to do. Okay? And they ain't going to stop because y'all's will going to be done, whether you like it or not. So you can put them on pedestals every place in this oppressive land as you want to, but y'all already cut the cheese and let you know, I ain't going to clean you up till I get you over there. So what you do over here is going to still be remaining. See, they thinking that, oh, Babylon going to fall and he going to rapture them all up. No. I don't know when Babylon is going to, how would I say it? Because Babylon has already fallen. Okay? What we're experiencing is a debris making the beast think he got something going on, trying to think they gonna claim this land. No. That's why they gonna be feeling bad because they ain't gonna be able to get the land. They ain't gonna be able to do. They gonna be feeling bad because they've been dealing with it for so long. But I'm sure China's gonna be sick because they're not gonna be able to come over here and claim the land that is owed to them. A lot of people don't know that it is owed to them, but they ain't gonna claim it because China don't believe in Yahuwah, so they don't touch this book. To realize, wait a minute, but America has touched this book and they know. So China is lost. And America know what the book is getting ready to do. That's why they built down under the ground to travel to different countries from underground. It's a whole new world down there. Because they think they're going to outbeat who? The one who got his word in this book and that he teach from. See, they think they're going to outride him. Put them down yonder. They ain't going nowhere. But I'm going to show y'all something that he was explaining to me because he was wanting me to understand something. He said, do not believe what they are saying in no shape, form, or matter that this awakening. Get rid of the awakening, you all. It's nothing but a trap. This newfound Hebrew Israelite movement, it is a trap. The Most High said it is connected to the great falling away. He said the awakening is throughout the biblical. You're here where he is in a situation where everything needs him to awaken. It's about Yah awakening and hearing the cries. Yah awakening and reverting things around. Yah awakening and doing this and doing that. Yah awakening. They always act as if he's asleep, but it's always the biblical speaks. The Bible in the King James, it speaks about awakening. Let's go to Isaiah 52. I'm going to show you exactly. So he said when they took the word awakening, and Jacob already said they wasn't going to get up. So rouse, I think it is. It's called rouse. Jacob said they're not going to. Who can arouse Judah? No one until Shiloh. Shiloh is the Messiah. That's Yeshua HaMashiach until he comes. So all this stuff about awakening, that's what confuses me in the last 2 years, and really 3. I'm like, Father, what are they talking about they're awakening to? They don't even know anything in spirit and truth. They just teach it from their flesh. He said, but that's where the great falling away is at. So I thank him for that. I thank the Most High for that. The great falling away rest. It ain't talking about the heathens. It ain't talking about the Gentiles. It's talking about a people that's going to fall away from the true living Yahuwah. And who are they? Who's going to call this great falling away to take place? Judah. Why? Because his brothers will praise him and will bow down to him, because that's where the Messiah, that's where Yeshua HaMashiach, Christ, came from, that lineage, from that end. Okay? So why did we, as the tribe of Judah, fail? We should not have, but we did, knowingly. Y'all knew we would. But he sent so much down here for us to go back, to be taught by his spirit, and we just turn our head every way except the right way. And Isaiah 52. Isaiah 52 talks about the awakening. And what people don't understand is this here. And I think it's beautiful. A lot of people wouldn't even take on to this, wouldn't even think nothing of it. But guess what he talks about? He talks about the land awakening. So he never talk about us awakening, because he know we ain't gonna wake up. Jacob already prophesied we ain't gonna get up. But he knows the land is gonna get up, because I'm gonna charge that land to get itself up. Okay? Awakening, Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1. And it says, awaken, awaken, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come unto the uncircumcised and unclean. Wake up! You see? He's talking about the land. You see how he's talking to the land? Tell him, come on now. We're going to get this stuff right now. I'm going to bring them over. But you got to get up. And let's hear it again. Isaiah 52 and verse 1. This is not, he's charging the land that it's going to come a day. Awaken, awaken, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garment, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee uncircumcised and unclean. Verse 2. Shake thyself from dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loosen thyself from the band of thy neck, O captive daughters of Zion. It's no way that we are awakened. You see, this here is speaking of awakening to the land, getting the land awakened, because he's about to throw down. This is Yah charging the land to get up, get it right. Even the land knows how to bow down and get stuff in order at his charge. He says it even in Ezekiel. As in Isaiah, he says it in Ezekiel how he charged the land to get it right. And then he's just going to say, oh, it looks like it's like the land of Eden. That's just how beautiful he's going to get it right for to bring the children back over to the promised land. He's going to get that land. He's going to charge it. He's going to say something to it. Awaken, awaken. Get up and get it ready. Because I'm about to bring them. You see? And when he bring us, he's going to cleanse us right there. Because the land going to already be ready. Okay? Right now, it's desolated. It's polluted. It is not the land that everybody's running over there and those that's over there think it is. See, they over there thinking that, oh, they're in their land. No. No Bible don't tell you that land is set up like that. It says it's desolated and it's polluted. Until who? The Most High Yah call it up. Outside of that, it's nothing. It's not a place that no Hebrew Israelite individual should be calling home right now. But they don't get it. These men didn't lie to these people for so long. The lie became the truth to them. Okay, and I like that. I love that, matter of fact, that he did it like that. And then it says in Isaiah 51 and 9. In Isaiah 51 and 9, listen to this. Listen to this. Isaiah 51 and 9. Awaken and awaken. Put on strength, O arm of Yah. They know about that right arm. I told y'all that stretched out hand and that right arm can do some work, y'all. That arm is deep. I'm telling you, if you ain't never studied the right hand and the stretched out arm, you lost without a cause. You don't even know who he is and run around here talking about you awake. How you awake and you don't even know who Christ is? You don't even know who us is. You don't know who Christ is. You don't know who the right hand is. You don't know who the stretched out arm is. But let me hear you say this here. Watch this here. Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 9. Awaken, awaken. Put on strength, O arm of Yah. Somebody know about that arm. And what did he say? Awaken, as in the ancient days. Go, Father, yo. In the generation of old, are thou not it that cut Rehab and wounded the dragon? Hey, see, they know what that right hand that stretched out arm can do. Nobody knows nothing about it. It's a sad thing. And that's what confused me a great deal too. But that also helped me when people don't know who Christ is and don't know who the stretched out arm and the right hand is. To me, that lets me know they're not found under what righteous is. They can't see that they are blind, you know, because these are things knowing these things give him praise and glory and honor to his power, to his strength, you know, to his all and all. But when you don't know these things, you're just out there role playing to get subscribers and likes. And people prefer the subscribers and the likes over being in the midst of Yah. I'm sorry for that. But even here, this here awaken, put on the strength, O arm of Yah. It's telling Yah to wake up. Come on with that power you had in the days of old. Come on with it. See what I'm saying? Awakening never was for the tribe of Judah. Okay? Never was it for them. They claimed it and made it something that it is today, but it was only something to deceive the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah should have stepped out on the fact that we are captives in a land, okay? And they should have routed the power of Yah and gave him the glory and him the praise and him the honor, learned and told us how powerful he is, how great he is. It's a lot of things that they could have awakened to, but they chose to awaken to a lie than the truth. And they got the multitude. But no, not that they chose it, but Yah chose it for them because he knew he had assigned a great falling away. So those that had to fall away would go straight into the great falling away. You know what I'm saying? So they'll go exactly where they were really created to go. Because to me, it's a lot of them went to, you know, and still will. These men right today, they will fall in that hole called the great falling away easily. And they fallen away from what is what? Spirit and what is truth. So they lean toward the understanding of the flesh of man, of the his understanding, the flesh of man wisdom, the flesh of man's knowledge, and they loved on it and hold it to do it hard. They didn't understand, nor did they care if there were a higher power above these men. They just took them and then they fed it to others and others and others. That's why when I see men getting on this devil platform from the tribe of Judah, and they started off okay, but when they go live, they start getting all these likes and all these subscribers and all these, everybody be praising them. And the more they take it into the out of the area and out in the deep, the more people like them, the more they subscribe to him. I'm like saying, but Father, he's supposed to be going on dry land. Why is he going that way? Hold up, Father, y'all. He's supposed to be going on dry land. Why is he going that way? And what confuses me is they start off like they somebody who really want to give the whole house of Israel a upper, but they always seem to go back to the vomit in which they started with. That planted the seed in them to go in that direction. They come out of them camps. They come out of a lot of them come out of these camps, but they get into their own thing. But then you hear them sliding right back into the camp way of doing things, the way they think. That's why you know that they're mad. When they sitting there talking about, oh, the white man didn't mess up our mind. The white man didn't put this on our mind and got us believing this. And that's a lie from the pit of hell, y'all. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Because all y'all gave them was our being. So when we hear they take this from us, they take this, they take this, they take this. If he knew for 1 minute they was going to take our minds, he wouldn't have gave it to us. Our mind had to be used to think of him or to turn to him. So if the white man was able so much in control of us, okay, and they didn't took our minds and got us thinking this way, feeling this way, doing this, but okay, we strictly damn. We strictly going to hell because they didn't took everything that we could even think of. Where are we at today? Because the knowledge was going to increase. Is it stopping people from knowing spirit and truth? No. He's still telling us, like he's been pleading with us since Genesis. Stop it, y'all. Don't do this. Don't do this. Keep the commandments. How you gonna keep the commandments and you're breaking every last one of them? How can you keep the commandments and you're breaking every last one of them? One of them, honor your mother and your father. 99.9 of the tribe of Judah don't know how to do that. And if they tell you they do, they're lying from the pit of hell. You see? So it's so much. Only thing they like to know how to do is follow the forefathers, the stiff-necked, the rebellion, and disobedient. That's what they're good at. They'll follow that before they follow the fathers, honoring the fathers and the mothers. They don't want to do that. And they don't understand when they disrespect women, you're not honoring the mother. You're not honoring your father. You're not. So how is it you're going to teach these people in this camp all this crap and cause the camp people to spread out and teach? They get out on their own and they teaching the same thing. They ducking in here, ducking here, then run right back to the camp belief. Duck here and duck. And let me tell you, great fall away is right before us. I mean, the tribe of Judah. That's what it was for. The great fall away. If you even think to go back to where hell was enlarging herself, it was during the time for the 12 tribes. Go back there, you see it. It was during that time. It's still connected to the 12 tribes. But see, when the hell was enlarging. See, we don't want to talk about those things because we want to make right, wrong, right. We want everybody to believe that men of the tribe of Judah is all this and all that. No. When you know a man is walking in Yah, it's when he is not ashamed to repent and turn from his evil ways. That's when you know. And when he get to the point where he telling you that everything Yah has said is right, everything I have said and they have said is wrong. See, that's when you know a real man. When a man can sit here and tell you, wait a minute, there's another part of me. It's a spirit that wants to do right. I don't want to get no woman under submissive to me until I get my own flesh under the submission to my spirit. You see, that's a real man there. Because he knows what it takes to love on Yah. You see, he knows the connection. But these men talking now, they are connected. The Most High Yah told me to tell y'all, they are connected to the great falling away. Now, what blew me off the map was we did Isaiah 51 and verse 9. Awaken, put on strength of arm of Yah. I know that's right. See, they don't know. Not a man on this devil platform could have told you what the strength of the right arm of Yah is. I'm gonna tell y'all who that is. That's his power. I'm gonna tell you who else it is. It's Christ. Christ came with Yeshua. Because Yeshua didn't just come. See, Yeshua came to die for the blood. Y'all say I'm gonna give you my word, but I ain't gonna send you alone. I'm gonna send my power with you, my right hand. That's Christ. That's that beloved, that only begotten. See, they teach you, but they don't teach you. They teach you enough to cause you to fall away from spirit and truth. Okay. Now he took me to 17. Isaiah 51 and 17. It says, awaken and waken, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of Yah. the cup of his fierce. That's that power. You don't feel him, you should feel that power. His fierce. Can you feel it? Wake up. Can you feel it? You can feel his fierce. I can. Because when I was reading the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and chapter 2, I was like, hold up. You sound fierce right here. What's wrong with you? I had to, y'all. I'm like, wait a minute now, Father, y'all, what's wrong with you? Why you have to say it like that? Wait a minute, John. Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, Father, y'all, why you have to say that? Let me show you what I'm talking about. When you're in the spirit and you're being taught by the Ruach, sometimes the Ruach come on out and you end up seeing who he is. Here it is. The Gospel of John, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. And the Word was Yah. Let's say that again. In the beginning, Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was Yah, and the Word. In the beginning was Yah. No. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was Yah, and the Word was Yah. The same was in the beginning with Yah. I'm like, okay, and what's all that? If you can hear it, you can understand. Wait a minute, what's this here word 3 times, and what's the Yah 3 times? What is it we ain't getting? He said it's because they don't get it. So his spirits want to. You can hear it in there. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. The same was in the beginning with Yah. What's all that about? What's all that about? That ain't John. That's John telling it. But wait a minute. I asked the Father. I said, that sounds fierce to me. And that's what he means, that power. See, knowing that, and that's what he was saying in Isaiah. Let me get back to Isaiah 51 and 17. Wake up, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of Yah the cup of his fierce. You have to be able to be drunk with that fierce. You have to be able to understand it. But you can't if you're not in spirit and truth. How did Sister Deborah understand that Yah had to step on the scene to tell the 12 sons of Jacob to get their butts in there and listen to their daddy? How would I have known that? His fierce. So I don't just read it. I read it like the Ruach teaching it to me. Because I can read it and I can still see it. And I said, wait a minute. Sound like you're trying to say something up in there. What are you trying to say? He said, now say it with fierce. And when you say it with fierce, then you know, oh, Father, that's you. You won't know it's him if you sit here and but when he tell you to not say it with fierce, you go, oh wow. Now you can hear it. When he's telling Jacob, let me show it to you. I know I already said this today, but it's funny to me. In Genesis 49, when Jacob was talking about telling the sons to gather, listen to this in Genesis 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourself together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Now, he already told them, come on here. He called to him, and he said, gather yourself together so I can tell you what can befall you in the last days. They was disrespectful. They didn't come. But let me hear it. Let me watch this here. Gather yourself together and hear ye, sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Now, see, if you read that, you miss it. See, if you read it like that, you miss it. But if you already done heard Jacob call his sons to the bedside to tell him that they was going to befall him, you got to know somebody saying something different. And here it goes. Verse 2. Gather yourself together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. When he said Israel, I knew what time it was. He was letting you know, look, he's Israel to me. Hearken yourself to your father Israel. See, he was telling them, get your butt in there at your father's bedside. So that's how I know it's because sometimes when you read it, you got to let the Holy Spirit lead you as it's teaching you. Let it have its way. And you can kind of tap into what he's saying. Now, in Psalms 39, we're going back to the lesson. And in Psalms 39, he was talking about, let's see what he's talking about. See, we running around here talking about we awakening. Where is that in biblical? Where is it to where Yah is saying you're going to awaken in the land of your oppressors? Okay. Psalms 39 and verse 18. What time she lift up her? No, that ain't Psalm. No, I'm way in Job. How did I get to Job? Psalms. Let me see. Psalms 39. I'm gonna sum this up and tell you what the outcome of it was. Psalms 39 and verse 18. Psalms 39. Nope. Psalms 39. Is it 8? Nope. So I missed out on that verse. I must have wrote the wrong one down. But let me tell you, I'm gonna sum this up. I got a lot of verses that he put down here, where he is speaking of awakening people, him awakening. Okay, the Most High, and David is crying out to him for that right hand power to awaken and come help him. So David had told him many times, Father, in a sense, y'all come on, awaken, get up, help me with your right hand. David was crying for him to wake up. David always approached Yah with these words of awaken, because as if Yah was asleep. Because when you need help from Yah, you need it now. You want him, Smokey Rock, what's his Smokey, whatever his name is. He said, I need you right now. Not another second, not another moment, not a minute. I need you now, So David, when he's giving he's pretty much telling him, come on, wake up. Come on, you hear him. My enemy did this. They doing this. They getting ready to kill me. Waking from your sleep. So I hear David telling Yah all the time, awake. I hear a lot of them telling Yah to awaken to help. But Yah has never told the tribe of Judah that you was going to wake up. Your daddy already told you wasn't going to get your butt up. So why would I sit and tell you to wake up? And I know you ain't gonna get up until Shalom comes, to Yeshua come back. He's gonna get you up. He's gonna collect you and get you up and clean your tails up. So you're not going to do it because it's the devil's on this devil platform, because you just awakened, or you just in a newfound religion called the Hebrew Israelite. You're not going to awaken because you know Torah. You're not going to awaken because you know Hebrew. You're not going to awaken because you say you who you are. No. That's why you see so many of them keep routing back to the same thing. We are the people. Wait a minute. How long you going to say that? Go into the biblical and find out, didn't they know you were the people? And you're still trying to coach them. They don't care who you are. They're trying to route their will that Yah has predestined for them. They ain't thinking about who they trying. And that's a lot. That's kind of sad. Because they can write movie after movie after movie that you are the one. But then you stand around here talking, we the people, wait a minute. You the people that's acting a fool. After y'all accepted you as his. You're the people that's acting a fool. You're the people that he's going to clean up your filth. That's what you the people are. If you really want to get in it and tell the truth and shame the devil. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. You want to make the devil think he's okay. You're going to get a taste of him too, because that's what he's doing right now. He got you in fear and control. And you would think some of this fear and this control will lead you to the what? The light. The light of what? Truth. Which is what? Spirit and truth. Okay, what it sums up, what he got me on was, he really did get me here, y'all. He really got me here. In Judges, he got me here with Deborah. Okay? That's what he got me. He had me going. He had me going. He had me going, y'all. And he brought me to the reason why they want women to shut up. You're doing right. They want you to shut up because they want to be able to teach this nonsense. They want to be successful in the great falling away, and they are. They are doing a wonderful job, and it's a reason why they want you to shut up. When Yah told you to shut up, when he said he would pour out the gifts. See, a lot of the word being smeared because what? This same oppressor and this same people, okay, have went in there and smeared some things to keep it the way that it is. Okay, and that's what the men today in the tribe of Judah is trying to do. They're trying to get the women to believe in Torah and to get them back to the old ways, because in the old ways was the ways that they lived out of the order of Yah. And because they lived the way out of the order of Yah, that's why Yah was letting them sacrifice things for their sins. That's why everything they did, Yah was giving them a cover up, and they still were able to follow the rules and regulations. They were instructions and directions. They never followed them. Adam didn't follow them. It was given to him. He was the lead. He was the head. He never took his place. So what does that say to you? You see, they won't teach that. They will teach you everything outside of that. Now, what he did lead me to was 2 verses in the book of Judges. And one was in chapter 5, verse 7. And the other one was in chapter 5, verse 12. Judges, chapter 5, verse 7. The inhabitants of the village ceased. They ceased in Israel until, can you see that? I bet you now one of you got your sword book open, do you? That's what you need to have just so you can see this. Judges chapter 5, verse 7. The inhabitants of the villages ceased. They ceased in Israel until that I, Deborah, arose. You know what arose means? Arose means awaken. That means awaken. So when he's sitting here teaching me all this awakening that we've been alive, he knew already said it was a lie for the last 3 years. But when he's sitting here wanting me to know, this is the reason why they want women to shut up. Because if a woman has to talk, she's going to be awakened to speak for God. And they don't want that. They want her to sit quiet so they can feel like kings. They can feel like leaders. They can feel like rulers. Now watch this. The inhabitants of the village ceased. They ceased in Israel until I, Deborah, arose. That I arose. Let's just use the word awaken. Until I, Deborah, awakened. That I awakened a mother of Israel. Her just being a mother of Israel, a prophetess, made a big difference among the people. You better shut your mouth, Deborah, boy. You ain't got nobody to speak. You should keep quiet. But she's ruling over me with her judgment. But she should keep quiet. You see how they want you to not know truth? And we running around here, they say, keep your mouth shut. You're not supposed to. We run around here abiding by everything the tribe of Judah is saying. And Jacob then told them, don't look for them to be nothing. Because they ain't going to get up and do what's right. Jacob already said. Genesis 49. He already said they ain't going to do right. So we run around here trying to make them kings and leaders and rulers, even in their own house. Something that Yah has already made you. A woman don't make you be king and ruler. You that from birth. That's why he made man first. So all this stuff about what she did, and I couldn't say to her, she took me out because you ain't never made nothing to be yourself. Amen. So as I was looking at that, and I'm going to read that again in Judges chapter 5, verse 7. The inhabitants of the village ceased. They ceased in Israel until that I, Deborah, awakened. That I awakened a mother of Israel. Let's go on, drop down to verse 12. Now, here we go. I told you arose mean awaken. Why didn't they put awaken at the top? This is how they smear stuff. This is how they smear stuff. Drop it down to verse 12. Awaken. Awaken who? Awaken, awaken. Who? Go back to every scripture, key in your phone and say awaken in the Bible, New Testament and Old, King James. And you'll find David saying it to Yah. Everything you see has to do with mostly Yah awaken. Because they figure, well, if he ain't come to help us, he must be sweet. Awaken and help us, we in need. It was never a word awaken that the say that the tribe of Judah would get up after the swamp that Jacob said that they would be in until Yeshua come forth. They ain't gonna be nowhere. They're gonna be right where they at. So their best bet is to start studying it. Start back at the beginning of the Bible, all the way to Revelation. Study under spirit and truth. Let the Ruach teach them, because they didn't taught themselves so well that they come to do the work. They come to teach the great falling away, and they did a great job. Because a lot of them now, y'all, are turning away from this Hebrew Israelite movement and this here awakening. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all don't know it because y'all ain't paying no attention to it. Great falling away. A lot of them are turning to this conscious thing. So they lied to you and took off running because they want to make. They are coming back letting you know what they said was a lie. And they found out this wasn't true. It's two groups of men that already then came over here and said that was a lie, that the women had to keep silent. And I was like, but y'all led all of the women. But I said, that's okay. Y'all got it covered. He got it covered, because he said the silly women going to follow them anyway, because they're going to be loaded with sin. So they can go and follow them. It don't matter, you know. But a great falling away, because people go trust in them, and they're going to put so many trust in them and think, oh, we the people. And then they follow them somewhere. And then you fall off the cliff when you should be looking to the light. You should be looking for Yeshua HaMashiach, because HaMashiach is the right-hand power of Yah that will usher you to his spirit. All right. He won't just usher you to his spirit. He will usher you to his throne. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And I said, I'm going to hold on to your garment. I ain't going nowhere in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. I'm here, Father. I'm here. Okay. And then in Judges chapter 5, verse 12, awaken, Deborah. There it go. Awaken. Utter a song. Right, arise, mean awaken, Barak, and lead the captivity captives. Thy son of, what's that? Abin Nor. So what had to take place? Deborah had to wake up first. That's the woman prophet. Awaken, Deborah. Awaken. Utter a song. You see, she had to step in before the king stepped in and did what he's supposed to do. People don't understand, and they won't. And it's not important to try to get people to understand anything in this day and time, because once they understood the beast, that's just it. They're just going to follow the beast all the way to the hills, yeah. Because when you sit and trying to tell people that they better watch out for someone had gave me something else and was telling me here in Missouri, there was a brother, two brothers. They were attorneys, and they worked a lot around with Black people's cases, always trying to get them from accidents and injuries. And they've been here in Missouri for a long time, and they even would come out to you if you're not able. So it's two brothers, and one of the brothers, I guess he had went to the doctors and everything, and he'd been following up, and I guess somewhere along the line he had cancer. And you know what that lawyer did? That's in Missouri. Someone just gave me a thing to remind you of how important it is. I'm gonna show y'all something. And then the Spirit also said something to me on top of this. This lawyer, the brother, the older brother, and he wasn't that old, but he developed cancer. Not yet cancer. And did you know what he did? He went to a high-rise hotel and jumped off. I guess he had terminal cancer, and left a note. You know what he left on his note? I'm leaving this note to let the world know that I did not die from COVID-19. Ain't that sad? You're going to take your life because you figured it's one thing you don't want to be labored as is died of that when you know that's a lie. Because he knew they were going to labor him to be COVID once he died. And he didn't want that. He jumped off the building. Left it. He told him he had terminal cancer. And he didn't want to live with knowing that they subject to labor it to be COVID. And he jumped off the building. Ain't that sad? You see how the mind and the power of this fear and control can be toward people? And let me explain something to you. The reason why I was just getting ready to say, who else is that? Clinton. I know y'all saw the news where he just got out of the hospital. Now, how is it that which had happened to Clinton wasn't considered COVID-19? He just been in the hospital about 6-7 days, and he get out. And they showing you him coming out, and what he had was, to me, what you call COVID. As they say. How did he? They said he didn't have it, but what he had something to do with like pneumonia. Same little thing they come talking about. How did he get out? Because he's a part of the development of destroying the population of the United States of America. He's a part of the black table. I'm going to start calling the black table. So how did a system, a world of people, that's at least got millions of people settle for him walking out the hospital and not list as COVID, as this be? But Colin Powell with cancer be listed. Come on, y'all. When I see stuff like that, that's what makes me realize that the people are gone. They're gone. They're gone. And I can see why. It was a point where I was like, oh, but they doing this to them. They doing this to them. They doing this to them. I'm to the point I said, okay, Father, I'm with your will. Whatever your will be, even with my kids. I'm like that now. I'm to that point. That got to be that spirit of endurance. Because you're seeing this stuff at face value. And you're seeing this. And God is teaching you from the wilderness, showing you this stuff. And you're trying to figure out, what these people? Okay. But the only comfort you get is to know that he already revealed it to you. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, it holds you. That comforter, it holds you. And that endurance spirit, it helps you to walk and endure. Because you be trying to piece it together. Why ain't nobody saying nothing? Why ain't nobody doing nothing? Why ain't nobody saying nothing? Not in this country. Nobody ain't doing nothing. Everybody think that everything's okay. Everybody think they believe everything the beast is saying. But it don't matter no more to me. Believe what you want to. Now, let me tell you something else that came on the news. There is the police department are resigning by great numbers. And they're not resigning one here, one there, one there. They resigning like 30 and 50, 100. So this one captain was saying that he resigned, and they had him on news. Why was he resigning? He said because they're trying to force this mandate that we take this leave, and we know better. And then you know what he did? I don't even think they wanted him to say this here. But see, somebody like me sitting here watching this, so they ain't looking for somebody like me to watch it, because they figure I ain't nobody, you know. But the sad part is about it. It's the only one that can put it in the right contents is the one you saying nobody is. Hallelujah. But as I'm looking at it, I'm not caught up in people understanding and seeing what people doing and seeing. That's why I'm saying I'm going to go to the route of the gospel of the kingdom is coming. It's at hand, y'all. That's what I'm going to be about. But the reason why I said that about the police is this. He was on there, and I know they weren't expecting him to say it, but he just went on and said it. He said, let me tell y'all something. I'm not mandated. I'm not going to follow this, and nobody else is. And what they're doing is they leaving with their pension that they have and retiring early. A lot of them are doing that. That's why I say I feel sad for those who just leave and saying the B, and you don't have the fullness of what this B represent. True and out. It's better not to get the jab. It is very better not to get jab, even because of your life. But you want your heart right with Yah. That's all I can say. You want your inner man in the right spirit with the Most High Yah when you resign. If your inner man is not in the right spirit with y'all. It don't matter if you resign. You're doing what they want anyway, because the whole idea is to bring the country to the ground. See, too many people in this country is too ignorant. Too many. To me, 99.9 is too ignorant. They can't see this country already have fallen. All they now have to get is the people to fall down and worship to the point where they're going to need the beast. So that's when he's going to come and say, okay, for you to buy and sell, you have to get this here on your forehead or on your arm to separate you from the ones that didn't get the jab. You see, so you can walk around proudly. They already walk around proudly with their cards. Their cards, that little thing said, they walk around proudly. But see, the next step is the chip and the 66. Those are to buy and sell. But the mark is there, and it's going to be given to those who already got the mark to buy and sell. You see, so they can go to the planes and they can go on the boats and they can go do these sort of things after you what? Received it. Now you get this here showing that you have. That's what that's about. But the cops, guess what he said? He said, y'all are lying big time. He on news, and they wasn't expecting him to say that. He said, I done had 4 cops in my department die from a gunshot wound. And every last one was listed under COVID-19. So we know this lie. We know they lie. That's what he said. That's why all our cops are redesigned. And every other police department, that might be what they doing there, but he wasn't expecting him to say it like that. He just told it straight out. That's why I know it's a lie. This COVID thing is a lie because they died with gunshot wounds. How did they end up being labeled with that? See, how could a country of millions allow them to bring them to the core, to the floor, to the ground, to dust? Because Yah's word said it. That's why. See, Babylon has already fallen. And the ignorant Hebrew Israelite so-called movement and awakening is telling you to look for Babylon to fall. Babylon already fallen. What you're about to experience is it the debris, everything in it. Now the restaurants here in this state, people who owned it 20, 15 years, they closing down. That's the whole plan of the beast. It's to close everything down. Everything gonna fall. People who got all kind of business, they closing up. Now, this is what I said. I said, now, you see how they did that? The beast turned around and offered 3 times money to business owners because they wanted them to say, take the money and run. Because we about to do a work in this country. A lot of the business owners have the audacity to take it. A lot of the business owners have the audacity to take the money, but they run. You see how that? Now you tell me ain't that crooked and messed up? You see how messed up that is? But nobody's looking at that. Nobody's looking at it. They're closing down big time because the country's already fell. They need to bring the business, the hospitals, the banks to their needs so they can bow down and worship the beast. And that's what is taking place. So our sister Deborah is running into 3 hours, and I know I said a lot. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you go back to Judges chapter 5, verse 7 and verse 12, and you see how y'all use Deborah, the prophetess. And you know what? When I saw that, I was like, what is you telling me to do, Father? He said, awaken, Deborah. Awaken. Start teaching the gospel of the kingdom. That's the end. That's the end. And it's going to have to go all over the world. So my message is going to start while YouTube is up. The gospel of the kingdom is at hand. So I, Sister Deborah, was saying to you, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And again, hello to everyone in the live chat. I'm so glad you're here joining me. And I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate you. Get busy. Do not come out of the light. Stay in the light. Be about the light, love on the light. Just let the Most High know that you don't want nothing but Him. That's all you need. That's all you want. And He'll bless your family. He'll bless your y'all. Let me tell you something. Understand this. If you have a relationship with the Most High, y'all one-on-one. I ain't talking about with your brother, your sister, your mama, your daddy, your husband, your wife, your children. Have it yourself. Y'all still bless your whole household. Yes, He will. Yes, He will. Anything you ask Him, He'll bless you. He will bless your household. And anything, say for instance, you had a mother that went and took the deed, or let's say you had a husband that went and took your wife or child or cousin or somebody. Y'all would honor your prayers. The prayers of the righteous prevail it much. And if you got a relationship with Him, you think He won't come down? You think He won't do something? Oh, shit. He known to show up and show out. That's just who He is. 24/24. And everybody talking about awaken. Wait a minute, David, He ain't never slept, nor do He slumber. What you mean, David? David said, I need some help, Deborah. That's why I'm calling for him. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what they after me. I'm living this time right now, Deborah. You just don't know. It's deeper than when you know where you at, but where I'm at, I'm living this thing. I hear you. Wake up, y'all. Wake up to David. You think he did? Yes, he did. He did every time. So don't estimate Him, and don't treat the Most High like He a man. Hey, the man can't compare to. Father, y'all help me. Give me some mercy. The mercy You already then poured out unto me. I don't need no more. I'm just gracious and appreciate You. So I, Sister Deborah, say I thank you all each for attending tonight. I know it's been a long night, and I'm gonna have to go, and I appreciate you all and love you. See you next time. Shalom and shalom.